Hello and welcome back to Stars Football Corner. Welcome back to another live stream, another show, another video on the channel. Big ups to everybody is tuned in nice and early. Big ups to everybody is tuned in and watching on the replay as well. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. We are back for another episode of the Koora pod. I'd start a little bit late because there's some late arrivals. Still late, do you know what I mean? But it is what it is, people. We are here, man. It's going to be an eventful one, man. We need to speak about a lot. Sesko is the priority for Arsenal Football Club. No, hold it in. It's so good. Pause. Why for that? But just 1 second. Sesko is the priority for Arsenal Football Club. We're going to be doing the season review for Arsenal Football Club, and we're going to be speaking about transfer news about other clubs and also Arsenal, but we're going to be mixing it up a little bit towards the latter end of the stream. But as you can see, I am joined by Sammy. I am joined by Souls. I am joined by T. And inshallah, we will have Ash in here as well. And listen, man, I'll be completely real, man. So, I mean, it's there's really no other place to start apart from just starting off with the news that we received. Like, I know that one thing is guaranteed, and it's that everybody in this stream agrees. Do you know what I mean? On the same thing about this Sesko guy. So, I mean, we might as well start right now, talking about Sesko because, yeah, in my opinion, I went on a guy's channel yesterday. I said it already. I think this isn't the guy. I think I mean, if we're doing the complete copium thing, this guy could be a very good striker in the future. But for me, that's not all we need right now. Right now, we need somebody who's a striker who can come in, hit the ground running, and score goals, bro. Score goals. Be that poacher. Be that fox in a box. Be that guy that just wants to get goals, is able to help out his wingers. We know that Gyökeres is the one that we wanted. Gyökeres is somebody who can help out with the link up play. We've seen him link up with Trincao. I think that's the guy's name, Trincao. And I forgot the other guy that's in that attack, man. But I think it's Edwards, possibly. So we've seen him link up with his wingers very well. And we've seen him score goals and get assists, bro. But listen, it is where it is. This is a situation we find ourselves in. So right now it's crisis settings. For me, personally, I'm not happy about this whole Sesko situation. I'm severely disappointed. And it's just one of those signings where, yeah, listen, we haven't signed him yet. Do you know what I mean? They could very well say, oh, it's too much money and go back to Gyökeres. But if we do end up signing this guy, it will be a very underwhelming signing, in my personal opinion, and not something that I would be happy with, especially with the position that my club's in at the moment, our club's in at the moment, because we know that that's a place that's been needing a bit of a restructure, needing a bit of investment, needing a bit of care. Bro, it's needed some TLC, bro. I'll be real. It's needed some TLC, that striker position. It's needed some TLC. And right now, we've just been served scraps, bro. We've been served scraps, bottom barrel. We've been served stuff from the bottom of the bin. You know when you take out the bag and then there's that stuff at the bottom, bro? That's what we've been served, bro. And in my personal opinion, listen, this is just us maybe taking something that's above the bag that accidentally got thrown in there. But this isn't something that's not even in the bin or will never ever be in the bin, bro. Do you know what I mean? So, listen, I'm just severely disappointed in my personal opinion. I think he's a very, very raw player. A lot of people speak about him aerially. I was watching games of this guy now, and I saw apparently he got bodied by Emre Can. People were telling me he just got back from an injury. I'll be real, man. Don't tell me you got bodied by Emre Can, please.
Hold on, see? I understand saying you don't rate Sesko, but starting off the conversation by saying he got bodied by Emre Can. First of all, Emre Can's a strong player.
Let's not the guy's 5'9" or something, bro.
What are you talking?
How tall is Emre Can? And
Uh,
how tall is Sesko, bro?
I'll,
Please,
I'll
man.
wait. I'll wait for Turkish to come back, Emre Can, because obviously he's a Turkish, isn't it? But
Difference, bro.
Emre Can's the decently strong player. But look, ultimately, like jokes aside, guys. Obviously, I was on Sam's channel yesterday and I said it, and I'm just going to repeat the same thing I said there, which takes about 10 seconds. It's the wrong target. We know that it's Arteta's target. We know that Andrea Berta obviously may have different targets. And if Andrea Berta does have different targets, it just shows how shameless it is on the club and on Andrea Berta himself that they've hired Andrea Berta and he comes in and just goes, okay, even though I think we should go with someone different, if you want this player, we'll give him to you. I don't understand what is the point of having a sporting director when you're not going to listen to his targets anyway. If you're going to listen to the manager's targets without the sporting director, there's no point hiring a sporting director. It's that simple. In terms of Sesko, look, I'm a little bit. I've warmed him a little bit more than I did when I saw the news initially, because obviously I've watched him and I've looked at some of his traits, some of his XG in over the last 2-3 seasons. Look, he's definitely not who we need in terms of winning next season. If I go with my stance, which is Arteta has to win a major honor next season, or he needs to leave Arsenal, guessing Sesko is not going to win you that trophy. So ultimately, he's going to live or die by his signings, just like Klopp did when he signed Nunes. Just like, you know what I mean? You're going to have to live or die by your striker signings. And Sesko is the wrong player for me. He's raw. Yeah, he's strong, 6'5". Again, he's got aerial ability. I don't agree that he's similar to Havertz. I do feel like he's faster. I feel like he's a better finisher than Havertz. Um, I feel like he's got more aerial presence than Havertz in terms of goal scoring aerial presence. Because again, Havertz, even though he's tall, he can't score a header. He just diverts them in different ways. So I feel like he's an upgrade on Havertz, but he's not an upgrade on Gyökeres. He's a downgrade on Gyökeres, and he's also more expensive than Gyökeres. So then the question becomes, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like I can't understand what the hell's going on. But look, man, if it works, Arteta's a genius. But if it doesn't, which we all expected not to, then it's just going to be another poor recruitment decision made. And ultimately, Andrea Berta is going to be under fire for it as well because he was there when the transfer was made. Do any of you disagree with me on anything I said there?
And that's the whole problem, because that's where this is gonna go at the end of the day. People are gonna blame Berta before Arteta in this case, and that's why for me, I understand people who say, "Hey, give him what he wants and let him die on the sword, and if he doesn't, halas, he's gone next year." I don't think it's that kind of situation, because why would we buy a project player if he's not going to stay here for longer than a year? You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's one of those situations where me as a fan, I am done being angry. I am done screaming at what's going on at this club. I gave up. I honestly gave up. This is just one of those situations where I'm at stage 6 acceptance. Yeah, because I've Saad and I had this conversation for over a year ago. You know what I'm saying? And I told him about my opinion about Sesko, and I gave valid points. And this year, he still had the same deficiencies, in my opinion. He's a very awkward finisher. If he doesn't score a banger, he cannot, because the amount of 1v1s that this guy missed this season is insane. You know what I'm saying? You know those videos on Twitter where you just see all the last 50 shots of a player? You know how many 1v1s that Sesko had that he missed in that compilation, bro? You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those situations where if he doesn't score a banger, he cannot score a simple goal, like the same issue we have with Havertz in this case, because he also tends to miss very easy chances. And when it comes to his dribbling, yes, he has some fundamentals, but at the end of the day, he walks against the wall a lot of times. The amount of times where he just runs into players and just loses the ball, and you know what I'm saying, just endless dribbles at the end of the day. These are things that I called before, and I even made a tweet about it today. And I said he's gonna flop at Arsenal, because to have that kind of a raw striker, you have to improve him and at least teach him how to do these things. You know what I'm saying? I don't see Arteta doing that personally. He's not an attacking improving manager. He is more of a defensive manager. So defenders, yes, he improved, and I gave him praise for that. But when it comes to his track record with attackers, I don't know if Sesko will improve under Arteta, first of all. And second of all, that's all by the by, yeah? I thought we were supposed to win now, and I thought people said, "Oh, next year's Arteta's last chance."
It is Arteta's
Yeah,
last chance. It is.
but my question is then, why not go for a guy that just turned 27, scored 97 goals in the last 100 games? You know what I'm saying? It's not rocket science. People can talk about the Portuguese league and stuff, but it's still a very high number. Even if he comes to the Premier League and it drops off a little bit, like 25, 30%, even half, that's still 20 plus
Yeah,
goals.
but TK, the three biggest criticism on Gyökeres, which I also think we should sign him over Sesko 100%, but the three biggest criticism on Gyökeres, one is the Portuguese league, which you just answered. Two is the fact that he does score a lot of penalties, right? I think half of his goals this season.
That should be factored in.
I know, it is factored, and even with the penalty, even without the penalty, he still outscored Sesko, so it defeats the point. But that's another criticism. And three,
but even stats like final passes, because he even passes better than Sesko. You know what I'm saying? Because his final third passing, his forward passing, I saw a stat where Sesko was below the ones and Gyökeres was above 2. You know what I'm saying? So it is one of those situations where you have a much complete player that just knows how to play football better than you at this moment in time. It's that simple, in my opinion. You know?
Can I show you guys something? I'm gonna name you 3 players. Yeah.
Yeah, Ash. Nice to meet you.
يلا صافي.
Nice to meet you.
دبل ديرو قول له at the end.
خليني ما نهدرش دابا.
قول له هذاك الشيء.
هي تكلم.
صافي قول له هذاك الشيء at the end. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna give you guys 3 names. Yeah. Gyökeres.
حمار.
صافي خله.
And those were all the Moroccan word he knows, guys.
I'm gonna give you guys.
Don't ever do that, TK. Don't ever do that.
I'm gonna give you guys 3. Okay, Safi. Why are you biting? I'm gonna give you guys 3 names. Yeah, Gyökeres, Havertz. Don't ever disrespect my legacy.
Both Saad and Souls, the Moroccan.
My language, my Arabic is a bit. Do you know what I mean? Pear-shaped. But bro, my darija is on point. But anyway, listen. I'm gonna give you 3. I'm gonna give you 3 players' names: Gyökeres, Sesko, and Havertz. Yeah. I'm gonna show you 3 heat maps. I want you to connect the heat map to the player. Yeah, we're gonna do this. So this is the first heat map. Whose heat map do you guys think this is?
Okay, who were the players that we?
Gyökeres,
Havertz, and Sesko.
I think that's Gyökeres. I need to see the other two too.
Okay, so this is the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the second one.
Yeah, this is Havertz. Obviously.
And this is the third one.
Yeah, this is Sesko. This is 100%.
This is Sesko.
Yeah.
So 100% we can confirm that this is Havertz. Yeah.
This is obviously
Havertz.
100% this is Havertz.
This is Havertz.
This is disgusting heat map.
Everything I love that is it's Havertz.
And the first one is Gyökeres. 100%.
Yes. I think the first one is Gyökeres.
The first one is Gyökeres. This is correct.
There you go. And the first one is the best heat map for a striker.
And then this one is Sesko.
In a worse league, obviously.
This is insane. Why is
What's the worst? What's the worst? First of all, it's worse. It's not worser. But what's the worst league? Which one is the worst league?
Portuguese.
Oh, you're saying the Portuguese league is worse than the Bundesliga? Okay. Fair.
What do you disagree with that?
No, I agree, but I don't see what that has to do with the heat maps, though. I don't see how that's relevant.
I just answered your question. I don't know what it has to do with the
I'm guessing this is including Champions League, you know what I'm saying, and those kinds of things, because let's not forget, guys, we can brush off and say, oh, this is just the Portuguese league, but this guy also performed
but despite that,
for Sweden, and he also performed in the Champions League.
You stressed a very, very important point. The numbers that he put there, 97 goals in 100 games, that's an immaculate number. You cannot just disregard, or you cannot just brush it over. Even if it's the Portuguese league, And even if in the last season, the Portugal did not really produce much in terms of strikers, but still, I would gamble on Eucharist rather than Sesko. Man, look, once Fabrizio Romano threw that bomba that Arsenal took concrete initiative when talking to Sesko's representative. I tried even to look. I didn't watch Sesko much. I tried even to go to YouTube, watch those highlights, and say maybe I can get hyped up. Man, even in the highlights, his best goals and assists, he doesn't look that guy. You know, his first touch is awful.
You know what's
His
funny
way-
about his highlights? They
Yeah.
include his fuck ups in his highlights. You know, just
Yeah,
to know a few
that's how
dribbles
bad the player
that he
is, man.
before
The
that.
player, man, he's so slow. He's too lethargic as a striker. His first touch is horrendous. Maybe there's some sort of shots here and there that looked really good shots, but overall, I don't want this guy to be my striker. He cannot be my number one striker. You know, I'm going for a league.
Oh, don't worry, he
I'm-
won't. He won't. He won't be.
I'm
the
going
starting
for a
striker.
Champions League. I'm going for, if this is the last year, as you guys said about of Arteta, then why the hell would this guy be my striker, man? Just go break the bank and bring somebody else. Go get Rafael Leao. Go get Rodrigo. Go get Eucharist. I mean, it's just
Yeah, me,
as
mate.
simple as you need the best players in that position, and I don't see Sesko even in top 10 in Europe, man. How the hell this
I
club
think-
is operating is ridiculous.
I think what's happening with a lot of Arsenal fans is a term in
Oh, sorry,
psychology. I don't know if
hold on. Shax, I couldn't give a fuck. Bring her to London and the take her to fucking Nobu, yeah, in Mayfair, and then khalas, yeah.
Oh, I
She can
hate
enjoy
Nobu.
Nobu and relax. Okay, what the fuck are we doing here, bro? What is this, bro? About his girlfriend wants him to stay in. Fuck the girlfriend, bro. Break up with her and fucking come to London, bro. You'll find a new thing like that, broski. You got
To be
bag.
honest, yeah. To be honest, he might
Bro,
find a new thing.
Nobo
It's
is
not
so
guaranteed.
overpriced, man. It's so overpriced.
Yeah,
Bro,
for them it's
bro,
normal.
if we,
But then for us it's overpriced, bro. For them it's normal, bro. That's just like, yeah, okay.
Bro.
that's
No, I don't mind
First-
paying
first
the
of
high
all,
for food, but it's not the
Bro,
best food, but
Gyökeres is
anyways.
on like 30,
Overpriced.
40K. If we sign him, we will give him 200K. If we up his salary like that, do you really think he's gonna listen to his girlfriend? Of course not, bro.
I twisted it.
Look, guys, I think what's happening is
Okay.
they call this. I don't know if you guys have heard of this term before in psychology. It's called cognitive dissonance, where a lot of Arsenal fans 6 months ago, remember when we were in the middle of the striker problem, when we were not scoring goals, Havertz is missing sitters every game, and we were in that desperate position. This is before Havertz got injured, right? And we were in that desperate phase. We're like, guys, we need a striker so bad. If at that time I asked most Arsenal fans, hey, Gyökeres and Sesko are available in the summer, who would you take? 95% of them would have said Gyökeres because they saw him in the middle of the season, hat trick against Man City, even against us. By the way, if you guys remember that game, they lost 5-1. He didn't play bad. I know his team played bad, but he actually was playing okay. He just didn't get any service. He was asking for the ball, trying to create chances, trying to take shots. He had one amazing run on the left where he skinned Kivior, ran all the way inside our box and shot the ball at the crossbar. The reason why I'm saying it's cognitive dissonance is because these fans who, in the middle of the season when we were having the striker problem, were saying, yeah, of course, Gyökeres, no brainer. Now that they're facing the situation, now they're coming to reality of, oh shit, actually, we might end up getting Sesko. Their brain is trying to create this illusion, right? Where Sesko actually might work. Saad was doing this. If you guys remember when we were talking about the PSG game and all, Saad was doing this in his head after we lost the first game, where because of cognitive dissonance in his mind, he was trying to create this illusion of, oh, but actually we should be favorites. We can go to PSG's ground and definitely win, no problem. Because his brain starts creating this weird
It's not.
environment.
It's not.
Let me land, bro. I
You're
didn't cut anyone off.
waffling, but you're talking shit.
His
Yeah,
brain
yeah,
was
yeah.
creating.
How am I gonna
His
let you
brain was creating.
talk if
this
you're talking
crazy
shit?
scenario. Okay, I'll bring it back to the strikers. In most
alright.
Arsenal brains, in most Arsenal fans'
Bullshit,
heads,
yeah.
their mind is creating this weird scenario where, like, well, now that we have to accept reality that Sesko is coming, let's actually look at why Sesko could work for the club, right? I guarantee you, I promise you, if we're linked with Jesse Lingard, everyone is going to do the exact same thing. You know what? We did that with Kai Havertz. You guys remember when the first links came out? I don't know. It wasn't Ornstein. Someone else tweeted about it first. And we were all like, "Bro, this is obviously BS." Like, oh, Havertz, yuck. Why would we get Havertz?
Look, I rated Havertz before Chelsea, but after Chelsea, 3
Before
seasons,
Chelsea, yeah. But when we were linked with him then, and the moment Ornstein dropped that bomba, that oh shit, Havertz is actually happening. Arsenal fans who were against him, I promise I was seeing people who were tweeting against, bro, this Havertz must be a joke, blah blah. They started tweeting, what's the urban slang? Copium. They started tweeting copium tweets where, you know what, Havertz, he might work.
What's the
Actually,
urban
because-
slang?
Yeah, he might work because actually Chelsea ruined players. That's what people are doing with Sesko.
Don't talk about
People who have
urban slang.
never
rob you.
watched
I'll
Sesko
rob
in
you,
their
bro.
whole life, they've
I'll
never
rob you,
watched
dickhead.
Sesko their whole life, are coming now with this BS of, oh, but he has good stuff about him. He's 21, so much improvement, all that kind of crap. It's bruh. If we get Sesko, it's another version of Giroud, in my opinion. You can forget about winning the league. I don't think we're winning the league anyways, but you can forget about the chance of us winning the league.
To be fair,
It's absolutely dead and gone.
Want to know some stats? I pulled the top scorers of the Bundesliga, and Sesko is 9th. You know what I'm saying? And you know who is above him? Most of these players you probably don't know. Kane, obviously. Patrick Schick, Girassi.
Oh, Sheikh Leverkusen. Gerassi
yeah.
Dortmund.
Yeah, and
Do you remember Patrick Schick?
Bukart from Mainz.
Mainz, yeah.
Yeah, and Kleindienst from Mönchengladbach, your guy.
Oh, hey!
Yeah.
Dude, they've had a horrible season, to be honest.
Omar Marmoush.
Who left in Jan.
Yeah, who left in Jan. Ekitike, Demirovic from Stuttgart, and then is
Right,
Sesko.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, if we, and because I understand where Ashraf is coming from, because people are just trying to cope with what's going on and just hype themselves up for what's coming to Arsenal right now. Because
man, I'm telling you, I tried to cope.
we are not gonna
I
get
tried to
another
cope,
striker
T.
than Sesko. So they are trying to gas themselves up and, like Ashraf said, drink this copium that, oh, this is the answer. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm telling you, I tried
as
to
well.
cope. I tried to cope looking on highlights, man. Unusual, I never judge a player on highlights, man. He looks shit in the highlights, man.
Yeah, look,
Oh,
let's not
Sammy.
try to-
I have to say this. When
Oh
we
my
were
God.
speaking about this before a year ago,
We
Saad,
put 50 pence in him.
you remember when we played the highlights of him? And we're like, oh, how do the highlights also look like crap? The things
Yeah,
that are supposed to
man,
make you look
it's
Barcelona look like crap. And by the way, to answer, big up to Martin and everyone in the comments who are saying something that's actually contradictory. They're like, yeah, well, he's playing as a second striker, so it's not fair to judge him. Isn't that all the more reason why we shouldn't get him? If he plays
Listen,
as a second
Vinay.
striker,
Yeah.
he's not a
Vinay, listen
striker
up,
in
listen
the
up.
box. So why the hell are we getting someone who's a second striker? But that's
Yeah.
not
Okay,
Ashraf Vinay.
wait, hold on. Let me respond to Vinay. Listen.
yes, albino gorilla. Come on, this albino gorilla wants to chat so much. Go ahead.
Why are you
ahead.
triggered already?
Go
Chill
ahead.
out, brother.
One gorilla versus
Yeah,
100 men.
yeah.
If Souls is one gorilla, bruh, we don't need 100 men.
Every
Half a
week
man
is
is fine.
every week his left wing is going back. further,
Yalla,
bro.
ya
Anyway, listen,
albino
listen.
gorilla. Yalla,
Anyway,
yalla,
listen,
machine
listen,
gun
listen,
belly.
listen.
Let's go. I've seen you in real life.
That's right, Ashraf. I love you. Like, listen, despite what Ashraf just called
Martin,
you,
this makes no sense. What
Oh
about
my
Jesus?
God.
Jesus is the second striker. We got him. Did that work for us? Because we will play him differently. Why are we going after someone who's not a pure number 9? If you guys
Yeah,
are
I
saying
agree,
he's good as a second striker,
but hold on.
why are we
But-
making
but-
the same
no,
mistake?
but Ash,
Havertz is a second
Ash, to agree with you, Ash, to speak to you about your point, the problem that I'm seeing is that everyone in this stream agrees that Sesko is the wrong target. I think where I think it stands is that you're saying a lot of people are coping. People aren't really like. I feel like you think that because you think that a lot of people wanted Gyökeres, but now that we're probably going to get Sesko, they're going now I rate Sesko. I actually think that there's a lot of people that say they don't want Gyökeres and they prefer Sesko. There's actually a lot of fans like that, and
They don't know
I don't
football, I
understand.
I mean,
which I don't understand. But I mean,
of course, that's true. But
Yeah.
Souls, you need to admit that there are Twitter accounts that actually do this, bro. They even change their profile picture to that player. You know what I'm saying?
To that player,
They
Yeah, I know,
suddenly
but-
make a whole
it's
player
so
account
sus.
about those players. These
I
things
know-
happen.
What kind
I
of
know,
man
but
puts a
look,
picture
for
of
me-
another person there in his DM?
Look, I'll be honest. For me, based on the
I relax.
What
Look,
the
look.
fuck was that?
look, I'm not gonna dig too deep. Why for that? But listen, I'm not gonna. Wait, am I gonna land or?
Yeah, lad.
You're crashing right now, bro.
Also,
No.
after you land, I need to go to the super chat in it, but land.
Yeah, it's related to the topic.
Go on. Read the super chat side.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear this gorilla. But
Yeah,
let's go
listen,
on.
big up to big up to Tryan. Of course, he says when Sesko scores his first goal,
Big up Tryan, man. You should come in one of these streams.
yeah,
Big
big
up
up to Tryan. He said when Sesko scores his first goal at match week 17 away at Sunderland, you'll all be sorry. Yeah, listen.
But look, but just to land.
And this
But-
will be a pity penalty, like
If
how
they give him a pity penalty,
If we
if they
do
give him
get
a pity penalty, bro, I'm gonna start throwing monitors,
But
bro.
if we do get Sesko, you guys as fans have to support him as an Arsenal player. We support Arsenal players. And
What
we,
does
and we
that
wish
mean?
them
What does
well,
support mean?
and
Like
we
you want me to
want
go
them
to
to do
pom-poms
well.
and sing his
Because
name?
at the end of the day,
Sesko,
what
Sesko,
Sesko...
Do I
What's
need
that
to buy
hold
a
on,
shirt
first of
now?
all,
Do I need to buy a shirt?
First of
Why
all,
did you buy his jersey? Exactly.
Hold
Good
on,
one.
Are you
let
going?
me
Are you
finish,
getting
let me
into your
finish.
thing, souls? Are
Why
you
is
getting into
not-
your thing? Are
Getting
you
into
getting
what?
into your thing? What you were gonna say?
Yes.
Okay, just quickly, big up Gunnar
Oh
Paul.
my god, you guys are violent.
Big up big up Gunnar Paul 57. He says need better to talk Sesko out of joining us. Always rains. Team food is poor. Win the dog has fleas. Team
So this is-
team bus toilet is always blocked. Get
Okay.
Gyökeres. Yeah.
So this is
Gunnar
Havertz.
Paul,
So this is
100%. Big
no,
up
no.
Gunnar
So this
Paul,
is
man.
no. So this is
Come on.
Havertz 2.0 now. This is Havertz
Big up, man.
2.0,
That's quality
where a
shit.
player's potentially going to join the club with fans already not liking him. It's not his fault that he's worth 90 million or however much he's worth. It's
No,
not
he
his
was-
fault
he
that
was
Arsenal
wrong.
want to sign him. And it's not
He
his
was-
fault Arsenal want to sign
no,
him.
he-
At the end of the day, I've seen Sesko linked with most clubs, to be honest. I've seen him linked with Liverpool. I've seen him linked with Chelsea. I've seen him linked to everybody.
Are you saying we should believe he's good even though
No,
we don't
hold,
think
hold,
he is?
hold, hold,
No,
hold on.
I'm saying, but I'm
I
saying
want to
if
rebuttal this. quickly.
Arsenal, if,
Well, and
if
why are you
Arsenal-
wearing your cap like some 15-year-old teenager, bro? What the?
No, I'm
What are you
wearing
doing?
my cap. I'm wearing my cap, even though I've got a hairline. You need to wear a cap because
What are you
you're
doing, bro?
because
Show
I
them,
had
show them
to-
your hair.
Because
Show
I had
them
to
your
be, I
hair.
had to
Show
be,
them
I
your
had to
hair.
be honest. I had
Release
to
it, release
zoom
it.
into,
Just show them your hair.
I had
show them
to
your
zoom
hair.
into your thing though. Still,
Show them.
but anyway, listen.
Bro, stop putting that white thing in your mouth, bro. My God,
Guys,
Yeah.
let's just let
We can hear you,
Souls
Bro,
land.
he's not letting me
Let's
land. He's
let
not letting me
Souls
land.
land. Let's
Let
let
me
Souls
land.
land so we can.
You know what I mean? So
The
I'm
reality
saying-
is he's gonna
No,
score in
see,
his first
see what I'm
week.
saying to you? He's not even letting
He's
me
والله
gonna
حرام
score in
عليك
his
والله
first week.
حرام عليك
Hey, I'm just gonna say this
قلت
quickly.
لك خليه
Let him land, man. Let him land.
let him
Let him
land
land,
Dash.
yalla. Let him land. Let him land with
There's a
his teenage boy cap.
There's a reason
Yalla.
why. There's a reason why.
Top boy. Mr. Top boy. Go ahead.
There's a reason why everyone separates us on streams. It's very rare you find me and Ashraf on the same stream because it just doesn't work. Because obviously, I'm the better Arsenal fan, more knowledgeable Arsenal fan. He just can't handle it.
Just land your point, bro,
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, this.
That's why you don't get invited ever again.
This guy's looking like Igal's uncle. Anyway, listen, let me finish. Yeah, what I'm saying is what I'm saying to you is that Sesko is the wrong target. We know this, right? But at the end of the day, if Arsenal want to sign him, we also have to support him as our starting striker and believe that he's going to do well. Because when Havertz came in, there was a large population of the fan base
What
that
makes you believe
already.
that he's
What does that
starting?
mean, Souls? Can you just elaborate, just so I can understand? What do you mean by
But-
support? him?
But also,
So I'll tell you
what makes you guys believe that he's starting? Well, why do you think?
I want to
he's not gonna start?
rebuttal this. I want to rebuttal this fraud because he's
Who me?
fucking waffle. Yes, you. Look,
There's only one fraud here.
Look,
Yeah,
even
you
Terry.
lose.
Look. So listen, even Terry Henry, our greatest player,
Who?
when he Terry Henry, when he first
Okay.
joined Arsenal at the beginning, everybody,
I've never heard of it.
oh, good for you.
والله حرام
Uh,
عليك والله.
He never actually, when he just first joined, he never had the choice like, oh, we need to support him. He came and there was huge players in front of him. There were Anelka in front of him. People don't know him. The player, even he said that the chef of Arsenal didn't even rate him. Yes, he won the World Cup in '98, but he didn't do shit for Arsenal. So he had to prove himself in the pitch. He had to deliver. So that kind of pressure is going to be.
Also, we sold
Hmm.
Anelka for him, and we made him from a left wing to a striker. People were doubting him. They were saying, "This is why are you making him a striker?" You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and he took all this pressure upon his shoulder and he delivered. Look, pressure can make two things from the same material. Either you're going to become a coal or a diamond. Terry Henry turned out to be our legacy. So you cannot just tell me that the guy is not. Oh, we need to support him. Yes, of course, I'm going to support my club. But if he turns out to be a flop, then he needs to fuck off. But if he turned out to be a good player, I'll cheer him up and say, hey, this guy is the man. He can carry us in terms of attack.
You know,
Guys, I need people to stop
I
hiding
personally-
behind
I
this cop out. What
personally-
is? Go ahead,
I
Keith.
personally am not gonna target him. You know what I'm saying? Like I did Havertz, because I genuinely hated Havertz because he is a Chelsea player. You know what I'm saying? Sesko, sure, go play your football, khalas. You know what I'm saying? But I know from now, okay, you can save this date, the 30th of May, 2025. This guy is not gonna be the answer for us. He's not. He's not. And we are gonna sit here again, frustrated, because our strikers cannot finish easy chances.
Yeah.
We're gonna have the same old story again, and
And-
I will be the one that's gonna call it. And I'll say it again. I want to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I want this guy to score 30 and prove me wrong, and I will eat humble pie gladly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at this moment in time, this guy, okay, Openda had a shit season as well. He had 9 goals next to him. Okay, fair enough. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the whole
Openda sucks
Leipzig,
as well.
maybe the whole
Speaking
Leipzig
of
system
that-
didn't work like that.
And speaking of that,
Bro, do you
I
want
don't
to get
wanna watch the
copyright?
whole
let's
line.
run it up again, mate. Let's run it up again,
I
mate.
know, so I know. I don't want to watch
So,
this shit.
so
So
Let's-
you
let's-
interrupted
let's-
you interrupted me for this guy's highlights, bro?
yeah, of course, bro. 'Cause we need to witness what we're getting, bro. So this is what we're gonna get. A load of celebrations. Let's start off, man. Okay. Big
Yeah,
up the
what a shitty
celebrations.
celebration.
Big up the celebration. What's that on his head, bro? All right, let's go, man. Let's have a look at this, man. Some Chechen. Some Chechen, lad.
Bro,
Why
even
is
his
it
number
celebrating?
is ugly, bro. 30. Who wears 30, bro? Yalla.
Okay, so there's a good
Bro
goal.
thinks he's Messi, bro.
There's a good goal. There's a good goal.
I think he's got.
But no,
I'll be honest, I think he's got amazing
press
shot
pause.
power. I think his
Press
shot power is
pause right now.
quality.
Press
Quality
pause right
shot
now. Press
power.
pause right
Quality.
now.
Let's pause it. Let's pause it.
This
Analysis.
goal is this year, but this is mixed with other years. We want to see last year specifically.
No.
I want to hear last year's
It's
But TK,
2025.
talk about this goal. But TK, talk about this goal though. What do you think of this goal that you just scored? Don't talk about the years that he didn't do well in, because then it shows
Good
an
goal,
agenda.
but he won't get that opportunity
No.
that much in the Premier League.
I'm
Because
talking about
unfortunately, they
last
don't give
year,
him the
because
So
space.
this goal, and then what about this one?
Yeah,
Pow!
quality finish. Quality.
Not
Havertz
like
can't do
there
that. Havertz.
It looks
Havertz
like there's
will
not enough power
Havertz-
behind it.
No, but I'm telling you, Havertz can't do that. Havertz can't do that either.
Sad.
Havertz can't do
Why
it.
don't you bring up his last 50 shots? Why don't you do that?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
I don't
quality.
think
That's
that's-
quality.
I
Yeah,
don't think
exactly.
no,
Show
no.
us the last 50 shots, please.
Show his last
No.
50 shots.
I don't know if that's on YouTube, broski.
No, it's on.
By the
it's
way,
on
if
Twitter,
I
you can
show
find
you-
it.
Why would you show his last?
If I
50
show
shots?
you, if I show you a
Because
highlight
that's
right
the most
now,
recent
of,
ones that you can go off. You know what I'm
exactly,
saying?
exactly. If I show you a highlight right now of,
Oh, it is on YouTube. Oh my god, here we go.
yeah, exactly. If I show you a
Well,
highlight right
I
now,
can't Sesko's last 50. Oh, this was 1 year ago, though.
Yeah.
Why is this 1 year ago?
No, but you have one on Twitter, bro. That someone literally just.
Oh, this is 2 weeks ago. So this is his last 19 shots. Okay.
19?
if I show you guys a highlight of Giroud,
This is
he
his
looked
last-
like the greatest striker
This
to ever
is
play
his
the game.
last. This is his last. All right, let's just do this quickly, yeah. So this is his last 19 shots, yeah.
Yeah, but I can show you highlights of Troy Deeney. You can see the same thing.
Big up, man.
Exactly, which is why compilation means
So-
nothing. Watch
This
the
is his
actual.
last 19 shots. That's all right, but the goalkeeper was way out. That was mad. That was a penalty. لا حول ولا قوة. Hold on a minute.
Why are you guys laughing at him for? I'm
No, no,
confused.
hold on. Let me land. Where was it? What was that, bro? Brother, what was, bro?
He shot it to the defender, bro.
People are laughing. People are laughing at our striker before you even joined us. You guys are embarrassment. You guys are genuinely
Nah,
embarrassing.
wallahi, that's crazy.
I don't think we should get him, but you lot are taking the piss.
Wait. Look at the shot. Look at the shot, guys. This is a good one. Oh, no, it's not. Straight at the keeper. This is the goal.
Yeah,
Okay, now show me Gyökeres last 50 shots.
Yeah, let's do that as well. Let's do that.
Yeah. Don't just do
let's
that.
by the way, this is the last 19 shots. You need to show the 50 shots, bro.
No.
Because
Show
there's
Gyökeres.
way worse
show
than this.
Gyökeres last
The
19
amount
shots.
of 1v1s that this guy missed this season alone is insane.
Okay, let's do
It's insane,
Gyökeres
actually insane.
last 50 shots. Oh, this is last 100 shots. Okay.
Yeah, we won't watch the whole video, bro. What the hell? 100
man.
shots is a lot.
But it's 2 minutes and a half.
Oh,
What?
shit.
How does that make any sense?
Brother, the guy literally just gets the shot in the next.
Compacted, damn. Why
Yeah,
are we in this
bro.
weird filter as well, bro? What the hell?
Yeah, hold
Probably
on,
these
bro.
guys, all of them.
Yeah, hold on, man. Hold on. There we go. Let me put us right here, yeah?
But I can't lie, you have a lot more space in the Portuguese league. That's what I will say.
So
Oh,
this is
shit.
last.
Don't make
Okay,
excuses.
that's a good shot. Was
That's
off
an
his-
alright goal, though.
that was
That,
off.
that was a bad shot. Yeah, this guy's looking like Havertz. Yeah, this is
Bro,
bad.
look at it. Did you see that shot?
Oh, he
Wallahi,
just
that
got
last shot
bodied.
was amazing.
Whoever that, oh, what
Bruh.
a miss.
Ah!
What a miss that
Hold
is.
on.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
shit.
Havertz reincarnated.
Hey,
See,
I
I'm
you
proving
see,
to you guys,
here's the thing, yeah.
it's not gonna do nothing.
I listen. Here's the thing, yeah. I love Gyökeres, but I'm consistent. I'll laugh at both of these motherfuckers. I don't care what's going on. If they miss a shit shot, I'm laughing at both of them. Do you know what I mean? So
That
I'm
was a
keeping it
stinker,
consistent.
though.
Whoever comes to my club now, I've laughed at him for missing a shot. Do you know? I keep
Play,
it.
Allah. Let's see these comps.
Okay.
Is that a goal or it's a save?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
tapping.
Okay.
That's okay.
We've already seen more goals in this. Yeah.
Exactly.
We've already seen more
That was a
goals, bro.
stinker, though. That was a stinker. Oh my god, he's skying so many. Oh my god, this guy's moving like Hoyland. Oh my
Yeah, that was
god.
not bad. The last one was wallahi, the last one was not bad. Oh, that was a goal? Can you go back? Was that a goal?
Oh
Nah,
my
it
god,
wasn't.
look how he's
Wow.
picking the one goal. Look how
Hit
he's
off
picking
the
No, I'm
bar.
asking. No, wallahi.
He
I'm
hit off
asking
the
if it
bar.
was-
Hit off the bar. It didn't go in. Oh my
Oh.
god, yeah, this is horrific. Yeah. Aye. Is Sesko available? Oh yeah,
Just
yeah,
always
yeah.
available,
bad.
bro.
That was not
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
wallahi, that was not bad.
yeah. Look how he's
By
defending
the way,
his
this
misses.
guy.
Look at
Look
the
at that.
agenda.
People
This
talk
is
about
the
this
agenda.
shot power, but this shot power
Okay.
is way better, bro.
Yeah.
So
I've exposed Gyökeres on one
No,
compilation.
I think on shot power, I don't
Bro,
think
you-
it's comparable, bro.
You've
But-
seen more goals in 10 seconds than you've seen in 2 minutes of Sesko.
Okay, and
Shut
what about
up,
the
bro.
misses though? But TK, what about the misses though? Talk about the misses as well.
He has
Okay,
also
we
a
can
higher
look- we can
conversion.
look-
He has a
A
higher
striker does
conversion
not
rate.
hit this guy, bro.
Thank you,
This guy
Sammy.
takes
Thank you,
striker a lot.
Sammy. Hit the nail on the head. We can
What did
literally
he
just
say?
compare the conversions and see who has the better conversion. I
He
did
has
it last
higher,
time, and
I think.
Gyökeres had a better conversion. Yeah.
And then
So you're-
now,
What is irrelevant?
just quickly before we move on, let's just put ourselves through a bit of torture. You know what I mean? Let's
Oh,
just
you're
put
gonna show
ourselves through-
Havertz. Oh,
let's just put ourselves through a bit of torture
It's
for
Havertz.
something that we'll
It's
never
not Havertz,
for something
it's
that will for something that will
Theory.
never get, man. For something that will never get, man.
What is it? Oh, Isak. Oh,
Yeah, man.
Why are you
Yeah, this
tossing
guy's
us?
a level above. This guy's a level above. You can just tell he's a level above. You can just tell. Okay, that was a bit.
Oh,
that
what
was
a miss. Oh,
Yeah, this is
keep
bad.
This
This
is with
is
Sweden,
yes,
right?
that's
It's
not
not in
bad.
the Premier League.
that's
Oh,
not
oh
it's-
what a
bad.
shit shot.
Wait, it says. Yeah, this is bad. Is Sesko
Oh,
available
wow,
or
he
not?
fluffed it.
I Sauce is a criminal. Man said is Sesko available, bro?
Because this is bad. Look at what's going on here, man.
It's
Is
not a lot, man.
is Chris Wood available?
Oh, why against Arsenal? Why? Why against Arsenal?
But you know
I'll
what?
take this one. Chris
Look
Wood,
at
listen,
this
I
one.
need
Look
to
at
laugh
this.
at
This
Oh,
goal.
my God.
Hold on a minute, because this goal, bro,
Yeah, I
This
remember
goal
this against.
is
Van
one
Dijk.
of my favorite goals because look
Yeah,
at the
same.
way he twisted Virgil van Dijk, world class, possibly one of the best defenders that people claim that they've seen. I don't think he's the best defender I've seen. I've seen better defenders, but people claim he's the best defender they've seen. Look at this. Look at this. Quick one. Bow.
Mr.
See you later.
Black
Where
Ops
are
and-
you? You can't see me, bro. The ball's already in the back of the net, bro. See you later.
What about Mr. Obaloba?
Who's Mr. What, Mr. Bombastic? What's this, bro? What is this, bro? What is this guy, bro? Wallahi, this
Okay,
guy.
let's get back to the football show.
Yeah, let's
Not
let's
the compilation show.
I'll be real.
Cisco would be an
That-
absolute
that stuff.
upgrade.
The main thing for me with that stuff is if you look at people's shots, yeah, anybody can look a bit mad. I feel like you guys need to use your. For us, we've not really watched him that much. Do you know what I mean? I've watched a few games, but not nearly as many as obviously T and Ash are claiming they've watched. So I can't really fully give my thing. Do you know what I mean about whether he's good enough or whether he's bad enough? Do you know what I mean? Because anybody can. FK, don't make me do this, man. Don't make me list out a list of better defenders than Virgil van Dijk. So please, in the history of the Premier League, come on, man. In the history of football, come on, man. Just let's not do this. I understand Van Dijk is a very good for this era, this generation. I understand that he's very, very good, but let's not overdo it with the Van Dijk thing. Do you know what I mean?
I don't want to do this.
Let's not act like Jamie Carragher doesn't do a bit too much glazing on Monday Night Football. He sits there and he's like, "Oh my god, fucking hell, mate!" Like, come on, man.
But you know what? But to be honest, Dad, to be honest, I'm tired of this like Sesko talk, man. Like, been hearing it all week. Like, at the end of the day, if we get Sesko, we're gonna get him. Arteta's gonna do what he wants anyway. We're not gonna get Gyökeres.
I'll be real. I'll be real. I'm not entirely like. I'm fed up, bro, because bro, this was their last straw, bro. This is the last straw, bro.
But do you think Arteta convinced Berta that he is good?
But that's not the point.
I'm just saying. I know that.
Really,
no. Look, he
I don't
has
think
to
it
hold the
was
power in
necessarily.
negotiating, but
I don't think it was necessarily convincing. I feel like he didn't have much choice in this matter.
What do you mean? It's like this player.
I feel like because I've heard
other?
this.
What do you mean?
I've heard this before, and I've read it as well. I feel like just like Zubimendi, the whole groundwork for Sesko was already done, and they just needed to pull the trigger. You know what I'm saying? And now they are actually going and negotiating for a price.
And where's then when they said he talked to, I don't know, like dozen of strikers in the past, whatever. He did some legwork there.
I don't know, because I told you this last stream, and I'll keep the same energy. For me, it's a big red flag if the manager has more say than the sporting director. At this moment in time, we brought in 2 Arteta players instead of Berta players. For me, that's a big red flag. I don't know what's going on, what's going to happen for the rest of the transfer window. I'm just hoping and praying that we can at least buy someone like Rodrigo to salvage this, because I don't think Nico Williams and Sesko, as how good they could be good in like 4 or 5 years, but right now those 2 players are way too raw to complement Saka to win us a league. It's not gonna happen.
I agree with you on the Rodrigo part.
I think we need to get Rodrigo, of course. Yes. The thing is, we have to wait because I need to see. There's one person that's not spoken on.
Why are you panicking, Sad? Why are you panicking? Chill, man. It's still beginning of June. Chill, man. That's what you told me last time.
Habibi, what was I even panicking? I'm not panicking about if we're gonna get signed. Habibi, you were sitting last stream and foaming at the mouth because we hadn't made a signing yet.
Why for that? Why
am I not gonna tell you calm down, broski? We do you know what I mean? It's only June, bro.
No, it's only
for me. Hold on. What I was about to say before I was rudely interrupted by Sammy is I've not seen one guy mention anything about this yet. Yeah, the last time I heard from this guy, man was telling me Gyökeres is on the list and Gyökeres is the guy that they're looking at. Why has David Ornstein not said nothing about this, bro? Why is he keeping everything under wraps and stum right now and not releasing anything? Why is he not saying Arsenal are in talks with Fabrizio said it, this man said it, but I'll be real, David, just like how Paul Joyce is for the Liverpool fans, yeah, and Mike McGrath, whatever his name is for the City fans, and I don't know who the Chelsea fans got. Why is Ornstein? Because Ornstein is that guy for us. Ornstein is the Arsenal guy, bro.
Yeah, but he only posts it if we tell him to. He only posts things when we tell him to. If the club said don't post anything about this, he won't. He's the mouthpiece of the club at the end of the day. It's that simple, you know. So if the club tells him no, don't post this anything about this, he won't. It's that simple.
Weird.
Because if you guys think the whole thing of Berta's number one target being a Gyökeres is a lie, that's cap because he wanted him at Atletico. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
This guy has been a fan of Gyökeres.
Mhm.
But I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that because here's the thing for me, yeah.
Oh, so you made yourself believe that this whole Gyökeres thing was just cap and it was Sesko all along.
No. I think he wants Gyökeres. But I don't think that Berta. If this is the way we're going, Berta is not a guy, bro. This guy refused certain signings for Diego Simeone, bro.
Yeah, but
There's no
I
way
said this in the group
that
chat as
he.
well. It depends on how much power the manager has. Okay, if Arteta has more say,
Honestly,
if
but
Arteta
Berta's not
has
done
no,
that,
listen,
though.
don't
He's
interrupt
not got
me.
the
Don't
character,
interrupt
though.
me. Don't interrupt me.
But he's not
It
got the
doesn't
character.
matter. Conte, I said this as well. If Conte was a coach, just a coach, not even a manager, he would be just as mouthy. And the same goes to Simeone. They are talkers, and they will still talk no matter their position.
And they
Okay,
throw a tantrum.
they will throw a tantrum. It doesn't matter what their position is. It can still be the case that Arteta has a higher position at Arsenal than Simeone has at Atletico Madrid. It still can
But
be the case, bro.
but speaking of which, see what and in a serious note, why do you think the other clubs haven't gone for Eucharist yet? I mean,
Who
the
hasn't?
prices.
Bro, United are
Not
the reason
United,
why United are
excluding
not
United,
buying
but
him is
because of the Champions League. Yeah, that's
United
obvious.
United were linked with him, but the money and Europa League final fucked them up. Chelsea are now linked with him. Okay, and I've even heard rumors about Liverpool being potentially linked with him. Now
Mm.
that you know what I'm saying, that he's available, so why not? You know what I'm saying? It's not like this guy's not linked with anyone. This guy is linked to other top
I
teams, bro.
I'll be real.
And what other clubs
I
right
don't
now need a striker
You know what
don't
I
like
think?
believe.
badly?
I
I
genuinely
don't
think this
believe.
guy wanted to join us. I think
I
this guy wants to join us. You know what I'm
who
saying? Gyökeres. I
he wants
genuinely
to
think he
join.
wanted to join us. Yeah.
He
Mm.
wanted to join us. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. Anybody would want to join us,
Especially
bro.
from his
We ain't got
last
a striker, and
interview, if you remember.
it's a alley oop, bro, to start as a striker for us. But here's the thing for me. Yeah, I just can't get around the point that him, his personality, how he carries himself, how this guy moves when he talks in interviews and shit like this, the way he is as a sporting director, he from the jump. This guy was at every single game, was at every single training session, was there watching everything that was going on. I'm sorry, but I just can't. I can't
Fathom it.
sit here and just say that Arteta's above him. I can't. That's not true, bro. If that's true, if Arteta was above him, I don't think he's taking that job. I don't. I personally
And
don't.
then
I
the only
can't.
other explanation.
No, hold on. What I think has happened is they've given him information on why they think that Sesko is a very good signing. He's looked at it and made his decision, saying, I think you guys have got a point. Let's go for him. I think he's given the final say on this. I'll be real. Because
Yeah,
I don't
that's the only other explanation.
I don't think so. I think
Well,
Arteta
no,
does
you
have
can't say you
more
don't think
power
so.
than
Because
him.
at the end of the day,
I think he's come into a club where he wanted to pull his weight, and in the end, the only guys who can pull their weight are the Kroenkes because they own the club, they decide.
yeah, of
And
course.
if Arteta has convinced the Kroenkes that this guy is the guy to go with, they will just tell Berta, "Hey, listen, this is who we are going with. This is who they want," and Berta will have to accept it. He doesn't have to stay. I think people are making it seem like there's no way Arteta can push the owners to go their direction. In the end, the sporting director cannot overrule the owners, right? If there's clear reports that Berta wanted Gyökeres, and the links with Gyökeres started getting heavier once Berta came in and once Berta took over, it's common sense to say that if we end up going with Sesko, it means Arteta pushed his man through because Arteta wanted this guy from a year ago, or more than a year ago. There's nothing like it's not
Yeah,
crazy.
but we're not denying that. We're saying the means that he pushed. You mean like convinced them, or like you said,
Yeah, I don't
convinced the Kroenkes.
I don't think it's Arteta said we're getting that guy, so Berta just had to go along with it. I don't think that, bro. I'll be real. Like even if you say like he's convinced the owners, yeah, I don't think Berta's the guy that's just gonna sit there and be like, "Yo, like let's just go for like."
But
they're
that's
Guys,
the
that's
thing.
irrelevant. That's
That's
irrelevant.
why
It
I said
doesn't-
that's
doesn't
why
matter.
I said I think the groundwork was done for Sesko last year. It was last year. You know what I'm saying? And they asked them in January, can we have Sesko earlier? They said no, we still want to keep Sesko for now. You know what I'm saying? Because don't forget, we went for Sesko again in January, and they said no, we want to keep him until the end of the season. You know what I'm saying? We probably, and this is not me confirming because I'm not from the inside or blah blah, but this smells like the Zubamendi deal. You know what I'm saying? Like the groundwork was already done, and we had to accept this deal because everything was done, sealed, and delivered already.
Well,
The
but
documents were there
Zuman is not a
already.
bad
The
shout, you
emails
know.
were sent already. You know what I'm saying?
Hi
He's not a
guys,
bad- he's not a bad shout.
ITKTKA. The Twitter account will be open soon, man. Yeah, ITKTKA, bro. Don't worry, man. We'll be there. 2026.
I'm not
there.
you, Sad. I'm not you.
We're there. Now, don't worry, bro.
Look, I
see-
wanted to ask. So now, if
You're
we
the
don't
ITK
get,
guy.
no, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
But doesn't it make
I've
sense what I
L's, bro.
said? But doesn't it? But doesn't it make
I've
sense
had
what I
L's.
said? I just want to ask you guys. Doesn't it make sense?
Yes, but when you talk about Zubamendi, I think Zubamendi is rated by Berta as well. You know, it's not like he's gonna say no to Zubamendi. He's
No,
one
but
of the top
that's not my
midfielders.
point. My point is not
Mm.
him convincing him. My point is that it was already done. The groundwork was already laid, and the only thing they
Yeah,
needed to
since
do is
January.
press.
Yes.
Yeah, and no, not the Sesko thing was done since last year, not even January, even before
No,
January.
I'm talking about Zubamendi one. Zubamendi one was
Yeah,
done
okay.
since January.
I'm there
So-
for it, man. 60
so-
M's, man. 60 M's, bro. And he's yours.
Yeah, they can have him. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just we. I feel like the things that we create and say to ourselves, we just say these things to make ourselves feel better. For me
Yeah.
personally, I just look at the actions of the club at the end of the day, and the actions that we've made until now are 2 Arteta signings. Apart from that, nothing else happened. So I'm just waiting and seeing how this rest of the transfer window is going to go, and if the Berta indeed has no say, because if he has no say, bro, we're fucked. We're actually fucked because I can see this guy leave, bro, and be sick of this and just saying, "Khalas, I'm gonna leave."
yeah, he might. Yeah, he could easily
know what I'm
quit.
saying?
100%.
And I think
So-
that's
But on
what
a-
drove
on
Edu
the
out.
left
where
and,
part-
and
that's
the
why we
reason and
partly
the
agree,
reason
though.
the
I don't
reason
think
why
we
and the
agree.
reason why I make a fuss about this is because imagine next year happens and Arteta failed once again. Does Berta have the power to replace him or not?
He should, but he
that's the
won't. Yeah.
biggest question then.
But I'll
Not
be
a
so
board.
real with you
Board
guys.
will.
This is where I fail to understand the logic, because if we're saying that Berta is gonna leave, why did he join in the first place? The reason why, if you man think that Berta came into this thing as sporting director and did not say what deals are you working on right now.
Or Sad,
If
just to
you're telling me that he did not
Mm.
inquire on what deals are you working on now, what groundwork have you got set out? Obviously, there's a confidentiality clause. There's an NDA where he can't disclose anything because competitive rules and all that. He can't expose anything. Do you know what I mean? To other people. But he was open at the time. He was a free agent looking for a job. So if you're telling me that when Berta was interviewed for this job, when he did the interview, because when you do an interview for a position like this, you'd come in with certain signings that you want to make and certain players that you want to bring in, but you'd also inquire about what have you lot got already in the groundwork. I think they've told him, if that's the case, they would have told him we've got Zubamendi, that's practically done now. That's done. We're just waiting to get that signed in June. Yeah. Then we've got.
Then he's a useless sporting
this.
director. What's
We
the
got
point of
Sesko
him?
doing this. We got Sesko doing this, and we got this, and then what we need help with right now for the new sporting director, what he's got to do is find another attacker, a left winger or something like that, and whatever else they're looking for, goalkeeper or defender, midfielder, whatever else they're looking for. So I think he was briefed. I can't get around my head around the fact that you man are acting like he's coming to this blind, and then they've just dropped this on him.
No, not blind, but also because
Oh my god, I ain't got no power now. Like
it could be understanding from the beginning, Sad.
I listen. I understand some of your logic, guys. Honestly, you and T, what you both have said, I understand some of the logic, 100%.
No, I'm
But
trying to make
I
no. I'm
don't
like
think-
Leo. I'm trying to make a sense out of it. You know, I'm not.
yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't.
saying-
It doesn't
yeah.
make sense to me, bro.
But,
just
maybe
you know what
also
it is.
could
You know what it
it's-
is, Saad. I don't speculate. I go off, but what I see the club doing at this moment
yes,
in time.
action speaks
And-
louder than
Exactly, actions speak louder than words. And
Yeah, I
at
agree
this
with- I
moment
agree
in
with you,
time,
G.
we signed 2 Arteta players, and khalas, we
But it could be.
didn't see Berta's
But it
magic
could be.
yet. We
how
didn't
do we know
sell
it's
players.
Arteta's players?
Okay, listen.
Okay, come on, man. There's no sporting director. Edu was
Why
not
are
there.
you
Who's gonna take a
arguing on
decision?
this
Come on.
start? Like,
But
Well,
I think also
Saad, yeah.
that maybe it could be the reason that saying,
No, but
okay, if you're
it's-
gonna come into the club, we already have 2 signings on the pipeline that we need to invest in, and after those 2 signings, you can maybe
and if we get
evaluate.
Nico Williams, which will be a massive mistake, that's another Arteta signing as well. Like,
I
it's
agree
been
with- I agree
clear.
with
No, no,
It's
because
clear that he has.
because I heard
and if
that
we get
Berta
and if we get Gittens, there'll be another Arteta mistake as well.
Stop putting the white thing in your mouth, bro. We can hear you. It's so loud.
Yeah,
Oh my
but
God.
I heard because I had a conversation in the group today as well about this. I heard that Berta is a fan of Nico Williams as well, so that would be
Yeah, that'll be a
I don't know.
problem. Then Berta is an idiot.
how
Then
these days. I don't know how these days
Berta's an
everyone.
idiot.
I don't know how these days everyone knows Berta personally. Everyone knows Arteta personally. Everyone knows what they're thinking, and everyone's all this speculation.
It's called journalism. It's called
Yeah, it's
journalism.
called
That's what it
journalism,
is.
but this is. I think I've been quiet for about 10 minutes. Everything that I've listened to, I agree with Sad 100%. All the speculation, I agree with you guys. You have to come up with some sort of argument to make sense of what's happening. But really, what the actual scenario is, which is what we can base facts on, is that Berta's come in as a sporting director. I agree with Sad. Berta's not going to sit there and just go, okay, I have no say. Just give Arteta what he wants. No. The only thing I can think, and it's another conspiracy theory, which TK, you might agree with me on, even you, Sammy. Maybe Andrea Berta's saying, give Arteta what he wants, because I'm going to be here after Arteta. He's probably thinking, you know what? Let Arteta die by a sword. I'm going to be here. I'm here now. I'm going to be here after. So let him sign who he wants.
Well,
and
the
then
problem
once
with
he
that is, listen,
Why
I hear
would he
where
do
you're coming
that?
from.
exactly.
I hear where you're coming from, and I understand where you're coming from. But first of all, these guys in these kinds of job are not that petty. First of all,
Exactly.
and second of all, this is the whole Ten Hag situation all over again, but with Arsenal. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Oh,
I agree.
Let's buy De Ligt, Mazraoui, Zirkzee. You know what I'm saying? And give Ten Hag his players and sack him
Anthony.
halfway through the season. You know what I'm saying?
No. I agree.
This turns into one of those situations, bro.
Yeah, but that's why the only thing that makes sense then, which is what I said to you, is that Andrea Berta has to be on board with the signing. And even if you guys disagree with that, if Sesko comes through the door, that Sesko signing is on Arteta and Andrea Berta, because everyone can speculate about who
Of
wanted
course,
it, who
obviously.
didn't, who
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
want it. But ultimately, it goes on Andrea Berta's record. If Sesko comes in,
I love how Souls is planting the seed to eventually blame Berta later on.
I'm not
He's just
saying
doing
that.
this already, bro.
No,
I
I'm
don't
not.
think. I don't think.
blaming-
I don't think Berta's
Because
completely out of the league.
the amount of reports I've seen about Arteta got his target, Arteta this, Arteta that. I've not seen
I
Berta's
agree
name
with you, bro. I
linked with
agree with you.
Sesko
I agree with you.
once. First
But
of
it
all,
doesn't matter.
second of
It doesn't
all,
matter
let me
who's
finish
linked
what
to
I'm
him.
saying. Let me finish
Go
what
on.
I'm saying.
Go on,
Okay.
go on.
Okay, you rattled me, and now I lost my train of thought. But what I'm trying to say is, what was I trying to say? I had a good
Listen,
point, and now I
listen,
lost
listen.
it.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
What I'm saying to you is, I'm
That's
not
so-
gonna,
that's Scholes-
I'm not
Scholes
gonna, I'm not
planting
gonna, I'm
the
not gonna
seed to
blame it
protect
on
Arteta
Arteta.
from now.
I'm not blaming it on Andrea Berta. What I'm saying
Oh yeah,
is,
I know what I'm trying to. I know what I want to say.
go on, mate.
Like I said before, people are gonna blame Berta before they do Arteta, especially Arteta sexuals. When it comes to that point where it all goes tits up again, and it will go tits up.
This
is-
Arteta sexual word is so overused.
Yeah, Arteta sexuals is an actual
So
thing. It's a
Guys,
cult. It's a
so I
cult. They
wanted
love
to-
him more than they love their own father.
No,
I
it's
wanted
not.
to ask you
It's not
guys
what
so
it
we
means.
can move the thing. I don't know if Sad wants to do super chats
Fucking
first or we.
No.
Yeah,
I
just
haven't
say what
landed
you're
my
gonna
point
say,
yet, though.
and then we can. Okay, land your point. Then Ash, you say what you're gonna say, and then we need to move to the. We need to move
That's
to.
fine. What I was going to say is to actually go back on what TK is saying is that I'm definitely not planting the seed to blame. I don't give a shit who the fucking sporting director is. It can be bloody anybody. It's on Arteta to win next season. If he doesn't win next season, regardless of who he signs, who his sporting director is, who the owner is, who the bloody cleaner is, he needs to go. for me if he doesn't get these players. If he doesn't win.
What
the
if we
season.
have the same number of injuries this coming season as
It
we had?
still
last season?
doesn't matter because then you had the summer
good.
to recruit the players to make sure there's enough backups to
Good.
cover you if there is injuries.
I just want to
Obviously,
make sure we cover all the bases. Yeah.
me genuinely speaking, even if we have no injuries, and I said this yesterday on stream, even if we have no injuries and we sign a Gyökeres or whoever, that doesn't guarantee me that we're going to win a league. Because ultimately, if Liverpool go and sign TK, they go and sign Wirtz, they go and sign Frimpong, Kirkes, all these guys, they may be better than us. We may get to 90 points or 95, and Liverpool might get to 97. You know what I mean? So ultimately,
what happens then? If that's the case?
I'll take these to go. No, I'll take these. Bro, stop trying to catch me out.
Good.
I'm saying what I'm saying, right? So
I'm just trying to understand.
what I'm saying to you is, there's no, as I said,
Big up the gal for the raid. Big up the gal for the raid, man.
there's no excuse for me.
No,
but what I'm saying to you is
Souls,
that
that's just the
Arteta,
whole Manchester City argument all over again, though. Oh, but Manchester City are too strong. They have a too strong team. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have the strongest team in the league to win the league, bro. It's not true.
I think you don't have to have the strongest team to win the Champions League because we've seen teams that have finished 6th, 7th in the league and won the Champions League.
No,
Because
league. He's saying league.
No, I'm saying in a Champions League you don't have to have the strongest team, but in a Premier League over 38 games, I do feel like you need to have a team, a strong squad, because if you get injuries, you need to have better replacements, and 2, you need to be consistent over a long period of time.
Okay. Can I say one thing? Say
How's the team?
wallah.
Okay,
Say
okay, wait.
wallah. Okay, say wallah. You had Liverpool as the best team at the beginning of the season. Say
I
wallah.
didn't have
He
them as the best
didn't.
team.
He
I
didn't.
didn't
I
have
spoke
them.
to him before the
Why
season.
are you answering for me when I'm saying the same thing? Can you shut up? I can answer myself.
I want to make sure you don't lie. That's fine.
No. Well, then listen to my answer and then speak. Don't just speak for
So
me.
if Liverpool don't have the best team, they don't have the best manager because nobody believes
Don't
this.
ask me a question and answer it. Let me answer the question.
Okay.
Right? I'm saying to you, Liverpool didn't have the best team, but they had proven UCL winners, 6-7 in their team. They stop acting like they finished 8th the year before, please. They were challenging up until January, February. No.
How's that relevant to what he said?
No,
How's that relevant?
No. It's relevant because I'm saying to you that if you looked at City's team,
that even backs up my argument even more.
God, listen to my point. Listen to my point. If you look at City's team, you look at Arsenal's team, and you look at Liverpool's team this season going into the season, right? Liverpool doesn't have a considerably doesn't have a worse squad than us and City. They probably have a similar level. Firstly, they have 5-6 quality attackers who stayed fit the entire season. Go on, TK. You name me a team. Okay, TK. Okay, wait. Let me ask you a question. TK, you name me a team that's had 27 injuries in a season and won a Premier League. Go on, I'm waiting.
What a ridiculous argument. We don't want to go back
No,
again.
it's ridiculous because you can't
go back
answer.
to this again.
No.
I can answer, but you didn't ask me the question.
No, bro. If you're gonna say the same thing you've said countless times, which I've already
argued, exactly. So that's why I don't want to say it again, because we've had this argument.
We've heard
It's been debunked already many times. It has been, but I don't want to repeat the argument again.
No, it's been debunked if people are solely blaming the season on injuries, which I'm not doing. If that is your argument, yes, your argument debunks their argument. But my argument is that it's down to multiple factors: Arteta, recruitment, tactical style of play, injuries.
Yeah, but the main factor has nothing to do with injury. The main factor is on the manager.
I'm not sitting there discussing percentages. I'm saying these are the multiple factors. Bro, it matters to you. It doesn't matter to me. Don't tell me what matters to me. I'm telling you.
It matters in football because next
matters
season.
To you. Don't tell me what matters.
You just said right now. You just said right now. Next season, no matter what happens with injuries. One sec. You just said yourself 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, regardless of what injuries he has this coming season.
Let me contextualize what I mean by that. Let me contextualize. Go on. Let me contextualize what I mean by that.
Bro, I didn't get to finish the sentence so far.
What I mean by that is, if we get 27 injuries next season, we will not win the Premier League, regardless of how good Arteta is.
So then why do you want him? Why do you want him out if we get 27 injuries again next season?
I'm telling you, because in my opinion, he should have won this year and he didn't. So he's under massive pressure. So I'll give him one more year. But ultimately,
wait, stop. I'm confused. I'm just want to clarify your point.
Go on. But clarify. Don't ask me a question and then answer it. Go on, clarify.
You said he needs to have won. He should have won this season. Shut up. Yeah. You said he should have won this season, regardless of the injuries. So why?
No, I didn't say that. See, again, don't put words in my mouth.
Okay, so what do you mean? Okay, why do you think he should have won this season regardless? He had 27
I'm saying this was the season that he should have won something.
But he had
didn't
27
win
injuries, so he couldn't have won.
which was one of the factors, not the main factor. So again, you're trying to catch me out and you're trying to act like I'm blaming all injuries.
No, you're agreeing with me. You're saying it wasn't the main factor, which I agree with you on. It wasn't the main factor. I think you and I agree on what the main factor was.
It was no. We don't agree on the main factor. I think it's a split contribution. I don't feel like it's the main factor. No.
You just said it's not the main factor.
No, it's not the main factor. It's not the main factor. There is no main factor. There is no main factor. There's no main factor. It's split evenly. It's split evenly. All the situations.
What is this? It's not a pizza here, man. Come on.
I don't know. Sammy. You know the main factor argument. You know what the main factor argument is? People who use the main factor argument are using it to solely blame it on one person, which is an agenda-based argument. I'm saying injuries is a factor. Recruitment is a factor. Whether you blame it on Arteta, Edu, whoever the fuck you want to blame.
But those.
Listen, let me land my point. Injuries is a factor. Tactics and style of play is a factor. That's on Arteta. So it's an equal split. Okay, in my opinion,
no, it's not equal. No.
Okay, that's your opinion. Okay, you've already said that, so I'm giving you mine now. Don't say it's not my opinion. You can't tell me what I think. What I'm saying. That's your opinion. That's it. Okay, I've heard your opinion.
The whole point of the panel.
What I'm saying. Arteta had a chance to win this year. He didn't win this year based on multiple factors. The pressure is now on. Okay, everybody, even the Arteta fans who want him to stay in the club, know that he needs to win something next year. Even the AFTV guys that are apparently all the positives and they know nothing about football according to everybody and what they say.
Do you think that's going to stop them from making excuses next season?
That's not what to know. It's not, because I'm telling you, if we get 27 injuries next season, if we get 27 injuries next season,
20-cent canteen food.
Okay, if we get 27, okay, go on. I'll wait for the. If we get 27 injuries next season, regardless if Enrique's the manager, Inzaghi, or bloody Ryan Shawcross, we're not going to win the league, because as I said to you, we're not going to win the league. But even then, in that situation, Arteta's going to have to leave the football club, in my opinion, because yes, he's been unlucky for 2 years with injuries, but ultimately. And by the way, guys,
one year with injury, not 2 years.
No, 2. I'm saying, yes, correct. Even though you've been lucky 2 years with the most injuries in the Premier League by 5, which is what you got this year.
He was also the luckiest without injuries.
Okay, that's fine. I'm saying, because you got the injury, you had a season where you had a clear squad and you didn't win, which is the 89-point season where City won the treble. I'll say to him, you know what? You had 2 seasons. Yes, you got a lot of injuries. But ultimately, Arteta, football is not a game of fairness. You may get 27 injuries next season, and it may not work for you. You're gonna have to leave. That's it. But it doesn't. But all that will mean is less of it will be more on Arteta's ability as a coach, and more will be about his injuries. But the point still stands. He will leave the football club if he doesn't. And by the way, by winning, I don't mean FA Cup. I don't mean League. If he wins FA Cup and League Cup next season,
the major two, Premier League, Champions League.
Even if he wins both next season, it's not enough.
A couple of things I just want to rebuttal, and then we'll move on to the super chats. And then I had a question on the wing position. For starters, I think that logic is extremely flawed and illogical, because
I don't care. I don't care what.
Oh, okay. So I'm giving you my opinion. How you give me your opinion?
Okay,
let me land. The way when someone says something like, "Oh yeah, but we got to look at injuries this season. He's got 27. Next season he's got 27, and next season, even if he gets 27 injuries, it doesn't matter. I still want him out." That makes no sense, because if you're using the 27 injuries this season to say that's a big part or a big factor on why we didn't win things, why is that changing next season, right? By that same logic, we should also look at the fact that the 2 seasons. By that same logic, we should also look at the fact that the 2 seasons before that, we didn't win anything, even though we were lucky with injuries. Last season, when we got to 89 points, we barely had injuries.
You know who we're up against.
Let me land. Compared to Man City and compared to Liverpool.
Who don't use context.
Stop. Bro, stop. I cut you off and you didn't like it, so let me land.
Let's just let him land so we can move on to the super chat.
All I'm saying is use context.
Stupid argument to say that's a stupid. There's no context, because a stupid argument to say City, because that team could come back next season. So by that logic, every single time there's a big team, we are never ever allowed to win, right? Because there's always going to be another.
Liverpool won it this year.
Liverpool argument is absolutely stupid, because Liverpool had injuries this season. Of course, it was not as bad as our injuries. injuries, 100%. They had the best keeper out for a long time. They dropped points in a couple of games because their best keeper was not out.
my God.
And last season, the same fans were coming out saying shit like, well, if Salah was injured this season, they would not have won the league. Last season and the season before that, he missed like 10 games and they won almost every single game when he was out. There was a time when Salah and Mane were both out for a month and they won every single Premier League game that season, that month, sorry, when they both were out.
Even better, Ashraf. Remember when we clinched the league with Henry on the bench, Bergkamp on the bench, Vieira on the bench. You know, so remember that, bro?
I was talking about that. Yeah. In 2002. We went to Old Trafford and we played with Wiltord as well that game. And the point is, what Mohamedou put a very, 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 very good comment, because Souls obviously was trying to hide behind this cowardly argument of, oh, it's not the main point. They're evenly split, 33%, 33%, 33%. Even if we go with that argument, which is absolutely BS, by the way, because even with injuries, I'm not going to repeat the games again, but there are many games where we drop points and had nothing to do with injuries because of Arteta. But even if we go by that argument, Mohamedou put such an amazing comment where he said, it's already proven not to be equal, because if we are saying, and we agreed on this, and Souls agreed on this before, that Arteta is responsible for 2 of the 3 main reasons, which is recruitment and tactics, that's already 67% on Arteta. So even if I exclude injuries,
I don't think recruitment's all on him.
Even if I forget, no. You yourself, wait, let me land. You yourself said a couple of weeks ago, recruitment, a lot of it is on Arteta. You agreed.
But what did I say today?
If you want to twist your argument now, that's different.
Exactly. I said it earlier.
I don't want to win the argument. I'm telling you
proves your point. You're going to take what proves your point.
Whether Arteta should have had power or not is not the question. Unfortunately, he had power.
I don't care anyway.
And because he had, and he shouldn't, of course he shouldn't, yeah. But because he had power, he made the wrong choices in the summer transfer windows, over the last 2 summer transfer windows, that ended up costing us from getting a striker, right? And on top of that, the bad tactics in some games that ended up costing us points. So 2 of those 3 reasons, even if you don't want to look at injuries,
even the injuries he's contributing.
Yes, I was coming to it, Sam. Yeah. The reality is, Sam was telling me this because when I was doing his stream, and someone from the Liverpool fan said a lot of the injuries that they have, one of the big reasons why they've had less injuries this season is not a fluke. They've had a different training regimen where they don't do intense workout and training to try and reduce hamstring injuries and stuff. Now, maybe that contributed to less injuries, maybe it didn't, but if they're intentionally doing things in training, they have a new trainer, I forgot what his name, they mentioned his name in the last one of the streams. If they're doing things intentionally to reduce certain injuries in training, then I could argue that actually they were not lucky with injuries. They planned well with injuries. The fact that we had the most hamstring injuries isn't a coincidence. It's not like spin the wheel, it fell on Arsenal, so Arsenal got the most hamstring injuries. We also ask our players to run, especially
mitigation measures. There were mitigation measures there.
Exactly. We asked them to run so much that it's common sense that there's a bigger chance to bust a hamstring when you're sprinting and defending like a dog every single game, right? So, by the way, I'm not saying it's fully on Arteta because we have a medical team and all that stuff, but our playing style could have contributed to that. But even if we exclude that, 2 of the 3 main reasons why we didn't win are on him. So the reality is, it is on him. And next season, injuries or no injuries, if he doesn't win the league, in my opinion, that excuse is already gone because he had no injuries last season. And it's not like we lost. It's not like I'm going to end this on this, I swear. I'm going to end on this and we'll move on to the super chats.
Yeah, please.
It's not like we didn't win the league last season because there was a superpower. Yes, of course, there was a superpower, Man City, 100%. But we bottled it against Aston Villa. That was bad tactics. When he switched a lineup that was working and he took Havertz and played him in the middle and started Zinchenko as left back. That wasn't City. That was Arsenal.
Sad, move on. Wallah, I'm not going to speak. I'm asking one question. Yes or no, move on. If the treble winning City team was at the same level, at the same quality this season, would Liverpool have won the league? Yes or no?
I think Liverpool would have won it because they were pacing towards 93 points.
They were pacing.
I'm answering your question. If you don't like my answer, that's not my problem. They were pacing towards 93 points, which is higher than what City did in the last 2-3 seasons. The only reason they dropped off is because they guaranteed the league. So they started playing.
That's the only reason, by the way. Yeah.
Otherwise, they were actually pacing to finish higher than what City did in the last 2 seasons. So by common sense and logic, yes, Liverpool would have won the
I
league
could say,
regardless of how.
but I could say the same thing about it would have been more pressure on Liverpool because they know Man City are chasing them. Arsenal were dropped off in the league months
But
ago.
that's not true because
less
actually
pressure.
Liverpool have been
Guys,
proven.
let's not get into an
Yeah,
argument.
yeah.
No.
Liverpool
I'm
haven't
standing
been,
this.
Liverpool haven't been proven
I'm
to
on
nothing. You can
I'm
contextualize
standing on this.
everything.
We're gonna
Liverpool
start
have
a
been
whole new
proven.
argument.
Liverpool have been proven that when they come to a title race with City, even though they've lost 2 of the 3 title races,
They've lost 4. They've lost 4 title races against them. What are you talking about?
3. The last season and the 92 and then 97 points. 3. Even though they've lost 3 of them,
But they won
in
a
every
Champions League in between. Well,
No,
so
one
what's your point?
second T. But even in the one with the 97 points and the 92 points, when they lost the thing, they still managed to go toe to toe with City till the very end. City winning games did not affect them. Liverpool was still winning their games. They were just outmatched by a superior City. So there's enough evidence to say if Liverpool had a lead on City this season, regardless of how good City was, they would not have been able to catch up Liverpool.
Okay,
Even head-to-head
let's
games.
move on.
And head-to-head games. Good.
Please, let's just move on now. Listen, big up to SE. We're not gonna put up SE's comment because SE knows what he said. SE knows what he said in the super chat, but we're not gonna put it up because big up SE.
Why?
No, just hold on, just leave it.
Why not? Why?
Because he wants to hide something that he was, do you know what I mean, doing.
خلص. Yeah, خلص. It's fine.
Big up to SE. Adier saying hold Verts, Frimpong, Kirkes, number 21 loading. Yeah, listen, man, you lot are making very, very good signings. Liverpool are making very
they're moving mad.
bro. You lot are moving brazy in this summer transfer window, and rightly so, bro. Do you know what I mean? You just won the league with a manager who came in who didn't have any signings. Now he's earned his right to have the players that he wants and the very best. Do you know what I mean? He's earned that. As one of the coaches to win the games, win the league. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, listen, man, you lot are doing a madness. So, yeah, big up to Liverpool, I guess.
I wanted to ask on the left wing because you guys said if we don't get Rodrigo, which could very well happen, we might not get him. Who is the number 1 option for all of you guys?
Him or Leo?
I'm gonna go a name that was mentioned yesterday. And I'm gonna go with it because I completely
Don't say
forgot.
Semenya. Don't say Semenya.
So why does everybody like?
First of all, it's Semenyo. And second of all,
Why does everybody?
I said Semenyo.
Why does everybody think I'm gonna say Semenyo? Now Semenyo is on the short list, but why does everybody hate Semenyo? First of all, secondly, the actual name I want. That's crazy. That is nuts.
Don't say Eze. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Eze is actually on my shortlist as well.
Oh my god!
Eze and Semenyo on my shortlist. But my number one option is my number one option is Ademola Lookman, bro. Because I completely forgot about him. I completely forgot about him yesterday, and then Kunle said it. I was like, "Yep, that's
quality player." Yeah, my one.
Yeah.
Go on, TK. Go on, bro.
No, I would say if it's not Rodrigo, then I would say either Leao or Lookman because, like I said, both proven players. They don't need to improve. Williams needs at least a few years, in my opinion. So yes, I would say Lookman or Leao.
Go on, Sammy.
Yeah, so for me, Leao. If it's not Rodrigo, then Leao. You need to aim for the top if you want to compete and win the league or the Champions League. You need to get the best players out there.
Yeah, that's the problem. We're gonna have to settle for Leao. I think, even though I'm not really convinced. Look, I don't think we're getting Rodrigo. I think it's all like hype. I think obviously he's gonna have a chat with Xabi Alonso. If he plays in the Club World Cup, he might have a decent tournament there, and he might find a way to reincorporate him. He just wants some playing time. I don't think he's leaving. And even if he is leaving, Arsenal are not going to pay his wages. Chelsea have more chance of paying his wages than Arsenal do.
I think also the prices aren't close as well.
Because they have a new structure now. They pay.
Yeah, that's not true. We actually pay better wages than Chelsea.
But exactly. But regardless, we're not going to pay. If he's asking for that stupid after net base wages is crazy. We're not going to pay.
I mean, to be fair, the difference between Havertz was 25k.
I know, bro.
300 with 275. I still think it's worth it for Rodrigo, bro.
Yeah. I think it's worth it. I think even if it was more than that, I think it's worth it. The problem is they don't think it's worth it. Here's the problem. So I don't think we're going to get Rodrigo.
That's stupid.
We need to get rid of players if we want to get this guy in, bro.
Yeah,
We've got too many man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
you know what my issue is then, Souls?
and then you
You know
remove
what
Mad
my issue
bread,
is then,
bro.
Souls, and this is this whole energy is for the board, yeah, not for Arteta whatsoever. My issue is why did this board, if they don't rate Rodrigo a 300k player, you know what I'm saying? Why did this board, yeah, decide to give Jesus 265, Havertz 275? You know what I'm saying? Odegaard 235. I understand because he's
Makes
the captain.
sense.
He's been
Yeah.
playing consistently. You know what I'm saying? But why are we giving trash players who don't deserve that money the
Because
highest
Arteta
wages?
really
I agree, I
wanted
agree.
both of them.
Say-
That's
but
why.
can I
he's
just
Because
say
gonna
Arteta
bring
really
up
wanted both.
he's
Can I
gonna
just
bring up
say one
Arteta
thing?
again.
Can
Anyway,
we?
I can't be asked to
Can I just
defend
say?
him.
Can I just say one
I
thing?
mean, I'm
Can
giving
we?
an honest
Can
opinion.
we?
but okay.
Can we just remove Gabriel Jesus from that because I think Gabriel Jesus did his job when he came to this club, which was
He
to
did.
take us up
His first
level.
season.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I agree with the other players, bro, because some
Yeah,
of
yeah,
these
but
other
let me
players
yeah,
that
Yeah,
are
but
feeling
265
a
is still
little,
high,
bro.
sad. For
Yeah,
some
yeah,
No, no,
exactly.
Wait, I didn't hear.
that was the first contract that we gave him, and to be honest, he fell off because of his injury, bro. I still think he's a very good player, but Jesus is, bro, he just isn't the same player. That knee injury done him out, bro.
Yeah, I
Bro,
mean, we should have
what
sold him
could have
last
been
year
done?
then, if that was the case. You know what I'm saying?
What
Yeah,
could
but
have-
let me just
Yeah, we
land.
should have, bro.
Wait,
He should be-
Souls. Who is your guy? Who is your
should
guy?
have been gone one
Yeah,
time.
this is what I was trying to say. I think if you had to pick, I think obviously my number one option would be Lookman over Liao, in my opinion. I'd say Lookman. Again, players like Mbeumo and stuff can't play on the left, so I think either Lookman or I'd take Liao at this point. I would if it's an upgrade on Martinelli and Trossard. So I'd say either Liao or Lookman. Yeah, Liao, Lookman.
You know what it is with Leao as well? That would be the star siding that this fan base has been needing for a
Craving,
while as
yeah.
well, because
But
we've
But I
been
don't rate him that
buying
highly. I don't think he's a star.
we've been buying a lot of young up and coming players, and Leao would actually be like a star signing that could actually make the fans excited as well. You know what I'm saying? Even though you don't rate him like that, Souls, at the end of the day, on paper, he is one of the best left wingers in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? At this
I
No,
think he's a
yeah,
bit wasteful, though. I'll be
yeah,
real.
bit
I-
clunky as well,
me,
bit
me and Ash,
clunky.
me and Ash, back when this show was, back when this show for the day ones, back when this show was Sardex Ash, me and Ash sat here and had a whole like freaking half an hour to 45 minute segment, bro, just on like.
And I'll show probably
I forgot
90.
who. I forgot who. I don't even know what this guy just said, but I forgot who. I forgot who we compared. I forgot who I brought to the table and who.
Let's have some
you
shame.
had
We
Liao.
compared Martinelli with Liao. We compared Martinelli. Let's have some shame.
Oh yeah, okay.
Wait,
yeah.
Ash, what did you say? Ash, what did you say? Ash, what did you say about that?
Twitter space. I remember
Wait,
that.
Ash, what did you say on the
guys?
What did Ash say?
Listen, now hold on. Before what Ash said, let me just explain myself, please, because allegations on my name. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're a clown though. You say loads of stinkers like
Shut
that.
up, man. Shut up, brother. You just sat here and told us that the guy is freaking the guy. There's multiple.
You said Tonali. You said Tonali's the best CD. You said Tonali's best midfielder in the league.
Hold on. This is the thing. This is the thing. This is why you have to catch man out, yeah. Because not only did I say that Tonali should be in the team of the season, and by the way, people are all putting him in the team of the season this now, yeah. But on top of that, you get bozos like this guy in the chat that comment, "Oh, you know what, Sard? You were actually right, bro. You know, look at all these man putting Tonali. You know what? You might have actually been right. Like, bro, please, what is this, bro? Like, stop
But Ash said you had a stinker. Ash said you had a stinker though.
Let me explain myself, guys. I have to just explain myself. Basically, the reason why we were comparing Martinelli to Rafael Leao, it was a social experiment. Do you know what I mean? So big up to you guys. Big up. Social experiment work.
Hold on. But
I got the interactions. I was interaction farming.
Martinelli's not good enough.
Intoxicated on oxygen. Do you know what I mean?
Sad. Martinelli's not
Oh,
good enough.
you're doing it for the interactions, huh?
No, hold on.
Interaction farming. I'd rather take that than
No, but hold on. Sad. Martinelli's not good enough. But let's look. Martinelli's not good. But bro, Martinelli is not good enough. But let's have a bit of respect as well. Let's not act like Leao is like way better than Martinelli. He's an upgrade on him, yes, but he's not like you guys are acting like we're comparing Rodrigo and Martinelli. We're not. Like Leao, in my opinion, isn't levels above Martinelli. Like Martinelli this season,
I
maybe.
still no, but I think
Yeah.
he's better though. I think he's better.
He's
If-
better, but it's not a
even
bad
the
comparison to make.
Even the stats that backed it, bro. Like
You,
the-
way
you know
better.
you know what Leao could be,
Like,
and I you know what Leao could be, and I 100% agree with Ashraf on this one. Leao could be the guy that just stays up front and just is the poacher, is the goal scorer, is the you know what I'm saying, the counter guy. Basically, what Martinelli does, Leao does it now for us. You know what I'm saying? He's
Mm-mm.
just there to finish off his dinner at the end of the day. I feel like Leao, if we buy someone like Leao, and I even have the same belief about Lookman. If we buy one of those two wingers, we should not make them defend. You know what I'm saying? We are so defensive right now that our wingers are so defensive that I feel like they lost all. Um, Martinelli, for example, Martinelli does not make the right choices anymore when he goes forward because he defends a lot. I don't feel like his attacking has improved a lot. You know what I'm saying? And we are
Regressed
lacking a lot,
actually.
regressed a lot.
It's
Yeah,
regressed
we are
tremendously. Yeah.
we are lacking a lot of those players. And Saka, if he doesn't defend, if he's the guy that counters, he actually finishes his dinner like he did Spurs last year. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if we buy someone like Leao, for me, I feel like we shouldn't make him defend, like we shouldn't do Lookman. I feel like those players should just stay up front, counter, and score goals. You know what I'm saying? Don't defend. Our defensive is already very, very solid. Our box to box is Declan Rice, who is supposed to be normally a number 6. We are so defensive. We don't need our wingers to defend that much, in my opinion. We just don't.
The best wingers in the history of football have never ever been known for their defensive work. If
Yeah.
you do a list of the top 10 wingers right now in the world, they are not known for their defensive work. They're known
You know
for
what
their
they call
attack.
Martinelli on Twitter? The best defensive winger in the world. Bro.
Winger, and Havertz the best defensive striker. That tells you everything you need to know. We're not saying wingers don't come back at all, right?
But you're
Especially,
right. Yes, like Sanchez, for
understand it-
example, when he was in
Yeah,
Arsenal.
I understand in some big games and all that stuff. Fair enough. In some big games, fair. But in majority of the games, especially when we're playing the other 13, 14 teams in the Premier League that are not in part of the big 6, we shouldn't have our wingers track back like they're fullbacks every single time. Because when you leave them a bit forward, not only does it save their energy for attacks, it also means the other team is a bit wary when they're attacking. They're either gonna commit people back and make sure that these wingers don't have enough space, which means they don't attack as much. They don't commit their fullbacks as much. So opponents won't commit their fullbacks as much. Or what could happen is, what happened, Saad?
This guy
Send him the link.
me the link.
Send him
I've
the link.
got
Send. We
somebody-
need hooks.
I don't even have the overlay, but I'll send you the link. This guy said I got
We'll
10
make a new
minutes.
overlay.
I got 10
I mean,
minutes.
the-
Like
he
as
has-
like
he
as
has-
if
he has
like
the
as if
beard.
like as if you're Sheikh Al Shabab and
Sorry.
And
No, but,
Sorry,
but
sorry.
Saad, he has the beard, so he fits the Koora pot. He has the beard.
Wallahi.
bro.
yeah, he
He's
has the
sorted.
beard.
Wallahi.
Is Jamie
when
Carragher.
you I hooks when you come in you have to say Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah wa barakatuh exactly like that.
Bruh. Just say Assalamu alaikum. That's it.
Say salam
You have to
alaikum,
say
y'all.
Assalamu alaikum.
Look, for me, just to answer my own question, I guess. Obviously,
Yeah,
if
of
Rodrigo's
course.
not
That's what you
available, I
do.
don't
You
think
love
he is
doing that,
available.
asking questions and then answering.
I would probably say my number one option probably is Liao. There is another name that none of you guys have mentioned, and I know why you guys didn't mention him because he didn't end the
Who?
season that great. He didn't end the season that great, but I still think overall he is a very good winger, and that's
Who?
Barcola. He's a very good dribbler.
Oh,
He's
no,
strong. He's
Ah,
quick.
ooh.
Genuinely, I know his
disagree.
last 2 months. I know his last 2 months were underwhelming. I think
No,
Doué
but
coming
Ashraf,
in and
not
taking
Doué,
only 2
yeah,
months. I feel like Barcola overall has so poor finishing, bro. His finishing is poor, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's finished.
The funny thing is, his finishing wasn't bad in the first half of the season. First half of the season, his finishing was actually fantastic. It's the second half of the season. I don't know if it's Doué coming in and taking his spot because Doué has been amazing for PSG. To be honest, I feel
Okay,
like
Ashraf,
that
Barcola or Gittins
dropped
for you?
Barcola's level.
Neither.
Barcola or
Yeah.
Gittins?
You know I like Gittins, bro. Look, I don't know. It's difficult because Gittins, as much as I rate Gittins, to be honest, but like I've seen Barcola do it at the highest level with PSG in the Champions League and in the Ligue A. I want to see Gittins for another season or so at least. But I do think Gittins has a tremendous ceiling, in my opinion.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Yalla, Assad,
listen,
fix the overlay.
big
Hooks
up-
is waiting.
Can you shut your fucking mouth, bro? This
Yalla,
guy
fix
making
the
me
overlay.
swear, making me swear while my mum's watching.
Don't swear then.
Thanks.
Don't swear then. Who's
Thanks.
stopping? Big up
There
to your
was
moms, but
I'm
don't
saying,
sign.
I'm saying, my mum would never, watch this show,
we
boy.
apologize in behalf of
Bro,
the
my
pod,
mum
you know what I'm
watches
saying?
it to freaking support me, bro. She don't
Yeah,
care
I know,
about what
man.
we're saying. You think she cares about what we're saying, bro? My mum watches it,
Hey,
and
there he
she,
is.
bro, she just puts it into the family group chat and said, "Guys, make sure everybody likes."
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Habibi,
I hope
big up
this
to
is
your
the
mom.
first time me and you
Introduce,
are talking on stream, you know. What are you
introduce
saying?
our
Introduce
guest,
your
bro,
guest,
please.
you fraud.
My
You absolute
God, what
fraud.
a fraud!
Shut up, man, with your dodgy
So,
hairline.
hold on. So, have you got something to
Shut
say
up,
to us,
gorilla.
Hooks, before you step in here,
Why
bro?
no gorilla?
Salam alaikum in it and all that other stuff. The other
Big up, folks. Big up.
Come on, man.
the other stuff.
Chat to them.
You said it way too fast. Man ain't been to enough shishas in my life to say it.
Look at this guy, wallahi, shameless.
Yeah.
What's shame?
Hey, I just came here because did you hear Igal's latest rumor?
What's the guy's latest
Oh
rumor?
yeah,
That's
I
all
saw. I
What is
saw
it?
that, bro.
What is the rumor? Wait,
Some- some-
What is the rumor?
I know this. I know this. Is it
Yeah,
the
yeah.
punch up thing?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
one
yeah.
man punching up on them?
What is this? What? Whoa. What is this, bro? I'm
Okay.
not
Bro,
even-
that's scream.
So
I
Egal
saw
said
that scream, I
on
laughed.
Dan Potts' stream, he said the reason why Abba left and why they had a clash between Arteta and Abba is because Abba punched up Arteta.
Bro.
Yeah, but what are we talking about here, guys? Come on, are we being
Yeah,
serious?
safe, man.
What's going on?
Love. What is this, bro? What is this?
Yeah.
Hey, big up
Egal?
Egal, man. Wallah, that was
I
so funny,
understand.
bro. Wallah, that was so funny.
I big up the
Yeah,
girl.
it was funny
My
because
brother.
it's Arteta getting punched up. That's why.
No, it's not because of that, because he actually believes it. You know what I'm saying? That's the
He
funny
believes
part.
it. And he's
Yeah.
trying to justify
Look,
Arteta getting rid of
I've met
Aubameyang
Arteta,
so bad.
I've met Arteta, and Arteta would not get punched up. That's all
Here
I'm
we
gonna
go.
say. 'Cause I've
Bro,
met
we
him
don't
in
need to know. You don't need
Oh,
to
my
try
God.
did you feel his
No,
muscles?
Arteta looks like a
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah,
Let's be real, bro.
yeah,
What
yeah.
are we doing
Did
here,
you
bro?
feel his muscles, Souls? You know what I'm saying? Is that what
No?
you did? Right?
Why for that?
Did
I
you
didn't
go
feel
down on him
nothing.
as well?
Hey,
brother.
whoa.
Whoa, brother, don't come so mad.
Ay, ay,
Whoa, this is
ay.
a family.
Don't
Ay,
ever in
ay,
your
ay.
life.
Guys, we have a guest, Hooks. What do you
Yeah,
want to
let
say
Hook
about
speak, you frauds.
All I
about
know
the
is
Sesko?
all I
Yeah,
know
go
is
ahead.
I would 100,000,000% punch up Arteta, bro. I don't know what brand you're.
Me and you both, man. You have to wait in line.
I don't know what brand you're
Arteta's
trying to
security,
secure,
you
bro.
know, Arteta's got security.
I don't care about the security, bro. I'm probably bigger than the security. How about that?
Yeah, I can't lie.
Yeah, Hooks is a big guy, bro. I
Hooks
saw the
is
thing. Hooks
bro,
is a
this
big guy.
bro. Yeah.
But you see this, like, do you know? Yeah, you see this Sesko stuff. Yeah, I don't know about you, man, but I can't be asked for the beef no more, man. Like, I can't be asked for the arguing online, but you know what I mean. Like, so we're getting Sesko and just harassing it. Just, I think Arteta's kind of doing him a bit dirty though, because like I don't think that Sesko comprehends the pressure that's gonna be on him coming into Arsenal. Like he's coming into Arsenal with a mental amount of pressure because Arsenal fans like they ain't got time for the 3-4 years you'll be the best striker in the world. Like
Nope.
we ain't got time for that, man. We want something now. Do you know what I mean? So like look, everyone knows me, man. I'm the biggest lover of Jokeres in the world, bro. Like no one wants Jokeres at their club more than me. I'm hearing rumors that potentially we could get both, which I think would be kind of wavy still, because the left wing market's not that great. I'll be real. I think I'd rather Jokeres and Sesko than like a Sesko and a Nico Williams, for example. And those that know Sesko know that for Sweden, plays on the left. So he can do it. You know, he started off his career as a left winger, so he can do it. But I don't know, man. Like
It would be a waste to play him left wing, though.
yeah, but I mean, like, think about it. Do you know what? Yeah, in all honesty, yeah. Like, I know, like, a lot of us are slewing Sesko, yeah. But how many teams in the Premier League actually have a better striker than Sesko? You probably say
Guys,
Haaland.
Here we go.
Haaland,
go.
Isak.
I'm here for it.
You say Haaland. You say Haaland. You say
I
Isak.
had to wait for a long time,
And
but
then
I
after
knew
that,
the day would
like-
finally come. Now we're gonna start to see Hooks the hooks that will try to make the best out of us.
Twisted Baba.
This is the cup is half full hooks right now.
No.
This
Do
is
you know what it is?
No,
No, do you know what it is? Yeah.
Honestly, I would argue Mateta. I would actually good one, Twisted
Yeah,
Baba. I know you're a
Mateta.
Crystal Palace
There's
fan,
a
but I would
striker better than
actually
this,
argue
bro.
Mateta. Yeah,
I'll be real, man.
Habibi, please. You don't want Mateta at Arsenal, man. Please.
I don't want Mateta at all. Of course not.
Yeah,
no,
yeah, please.
but
the
just because
question was who's better.
Nah, please.
who's better? That was the question. The
If
question was
he
who's
was
better?
better, you'd want him at Arsenal.
No, because I don't want just someone who's better than Havertz. I want an elite striker. I don't want
There's not that many in the world.
Gyökeres and Osimhen are both available. Both are better than both are elite and both are better than what we have.
Do you want to pay like 375k, 400k for Osimhen?
First of all, there's no way he'll actually move for 400k. That's absolute BS. He will definitely get a contract that's less because he's not wanted at
about that.
Hooks. If there's no one that's going to pay what he wants,
that's how much he wants.
Hooks. If there's no one that's going to pay what he wants, he's not going to get that. He cried for it last summer, and he went to Galatasaray. He's not going to make that same mistake. No offense to you.
I hear what you're saying.
Big up.
I hear what you're saying. So, are you willing to wait all the way to deadline day to find out that that's what he actually wants, and then we end up with someone worse?
No, I have a better solution. My better solution is pay 65 million for Gyökeres with less wages. That's a strike.
Yeah, but that's what I want to do. But we're not going to do that.
There you go.
We're not going to do that. Oh, well,
and that's what we're discussing, Hooks. That's what we're discussing.
Let's go sign Messi. Could you know what I mean?
Okay, I have a better solution for you. Don't sign Sesko. Keep Havertz, since we are trying to go for bumps anyways. Keep Havertz. Go get a left winger, a world-class left winger. Spend all your money there. Because us getting Sesko, it's not an upgrade on Havertz. I'm telling you right now. It's
okay.
Maybe,
All right, let me ask you a question.
Big if. Is he really an upgrade? Yeah, it's the question.
This is all right. So, okay. Do you know what? I'm not even gonna delve into that because I don't think that's even worth delving into. But I'll ask you a question, yeah, and anyone can answer it on the panel, yeah. Would you rather Arsenal not sign a striker or sign Sesko?
That's not an option.
There's another option. There's not the only option.
But that's like saying, do you want to starve or do you want to eat biscuits and only biscuits? Khalas.
No. Because for example, I would rather.
I have a third option.
I'd rather Arsenal not sign a striker than sign Mattel. For example, because I'm not a fraud.
That's completely unfair.
I'm not a fraud. I'm not going to sit here and pretend.
That's so unfair. That's so unfair on Mateta. Now, Hooks. Now what you're doing is you're trying to belittle Mateta because of the team that he plays for. The caliber of team that he plays for is why you're trying to belittle him now. Clearly, bro, the guy's got elite. When I tell you, hold on. You didn't even let me finish. Mateta has elite hold. If you see how he's able to hold up the ball against the defender, it's elite, bro. If you're doing it against Manchester City, yeah, who have these quote unquote elite defenders, bro, then of course you got elite ability to be able to hold off your defender and then pop it off to a player. Bro, and on top of that, let's just go to the goal that he scored against our team. Yeah, where it needed composure. Let's not just
wait, Hooks. So you're saying Havertz is better than Mateta? That's what you're saying, right?
Oh, it's not I would agree.
Unfortunately, I have to leave, but yeah, that is what I'm saying. I'm not Manchester United. I'm flying on planes next season. I'm not only traveling by train. Yeah. Mateta, he's not winning me. No,
but then that's all the more reason, Hooks, why you shouldn't be saying, "Oh, we only have this option or that option." This isn't a jungle. We actually have the third option.
I just think sometimes, do you know what? Yeah, sometimes I just think, yeah, Arsenal fans, yeah, are like super like living an anime, bro. Like, I'll be real. Sometimes I just think that Arsenal fans live in an anime, bro, because it's like they think they can just wave wand and get whoever they want. Like, there's not like plenty of options, and they sit there and pretend like there's not other people with varying opinions, and they pretend like there's not people out there that are employed to like study bare different things and figure out what actually works. And like, yeah, things can get wrong. They act
Hooks,
like
the reality
yeah,
is, by that logic, none of us fans should be speaking because whatever a professional says,
No,
that
you
means they're
can
always
speak.
right.
No, you can
Arteta
speak.
got Havertz, and all of us here can agree that was a massive. It was a mistake to get him as a midfielder. No, it's a mistake to get him as a midfielder. It's been proven, and it's also a mistake as a striker. And we're not saying go get Isak for 150 million. Then yes, I'd agree with you. People are living in an anime world. I agree. We're not saying go get Mbappe. We're not saying go get Haaland. I agree. That's an anime world. Saying go pay 65 million for a striker who wants to leave Sporting Lisbon, and for especially since there's cheaper than Sesko, and especially since there's no other major team. It's not like we're competing with Real Madrid for Gyökeres or Bayern Munich or Barcelona. We're competing with United for Gyökeres. That's not unrealistic. That's not anime, Hooks. That's actually
Habibi, remember, no one wants
Yes,
your career no more than me in it. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
then
love
that's
you guys. I'm gonna have to love you guys and leave you. Hope you enjoy the rest of your stream. By the way, people, like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to South Corner, all of them things there. And I'll catch you later. Come on, you gunners.
Yeah, guys, big up, man. We're gonna put Hooks's links in the description as well with the rest of the lads. Of course, go over there, smash the like button, subscribe to him. Listen, let me take this back off the screen. Oh my god, how do I take this back off? So I was trialing it to see what it looks like. Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, listen, let's go back to the actual thing that I wanted to speak about as well, which was let's do the Arsenal season review. I mean, it's not really much to review. There is a lot to review, but we're not going to have much time now because we're approaching 2 hours now. So we're not really going to have much time to do it. But let me just do timestamp real quick. Bear me a second.
Shout out Mikelem.
Huh? What's this? Bro, what is going on here, bro? What is?
No, I don't know, bro.
What was that, bro? Why? Who just banned Saeed, bro?
I did because
Why?
Just like last time, he crossed the line. So big up Saeed. Yeah, but if you're gonna start cursing and shit, because I think he's the one who said Sharmota last time. And when T insulted him back and said his mother is a Sharmota, he didn't like. He's like, "Why are you talking about your mom?
Yeah,
I can call your mama Sharmota. I can call your mama Sharmota if I'd like, but I'm not doing that." That's why I'm saying.
I should mention him more, man.
Why are you mentioning his mum for? Why are you doing that? Why?
If he insults anyone or this guy, leave it.
Don't mention more. Don't mention more.
I will mention anyone's mother if he goes across his line. Then that's it. We go like that.
Yeah, but then you're hiding, but then you're hiding in your safe country. Don't do that because obviously where we're from, it could get techie. So
hiding in your safe. First of all, you're in the same country as I am. So unless you're hiding as well,
racist.
Why are you hiding?
Oh no, raise them is across the line. Raise them is across the line.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what he was saying. I'll be real. I don't know.
Even though I'm not Indian, well, it doesn't actually affect me. But still, like you, because last time you called T a Sharmota, so you clearly have a trend. Which is why I said,
yeah, Saeed, you need to.
I see. Chat to him. T has the best one line.
Let's relax. Because T will lose it and start going off on this guy. So let's just relax.
No, bro, I'm chilling.
You're gonna set him off.
Like, hiding, bro, and don't ever say that shit to me again. Because if he says that shit in my face, he would be dead in 2 seconds. So
yes,
big up Ashra.
Guys, just to add to his sentence there. Verbally,
guys. You don't need to name those situations. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you Ash's number one move in the fight, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Dusty uncle. Exactly.
I was gonna say that. You know. The funny thing is, I'm actually one of those Arabs where that stereotype doesn't apply to me because my mom is such a clean freak. She wouldn't want to hit me with the slippers because she's like, it's dirty. You have to shower you.
No, and you're a clean freak.
But we got hit by the belt. We got hit by the.
No. But Ashraf, don't lie. You're a clean freak as well.
I am a clean freak. Yeah. I do have that OCD.
But listen, let's do the season review.
What's this Arsenal review, bro? What's this Arsenal review? Go on.
Listen, man, we're just gonna do.
Oh yeah, and shout out Miles Lewis Kelly. They're predicting him to finish fourth in the Ballon d'Or Golden Boy.
Yeah, big up, man.
Big up MLS. Obviously, I agree with the ranking. They're saying obviously Yamal can't win it. Favorite is probably Kubasi. I probably agree with that. Then it's Doué, and then it's Miles Lewis-Skelly. That would be the top four for me. Yamal should win it. Obviously, he can't, but he would have won it. In my opinion, either Kubasi
Oh,
or Doué.
Yamal might win the main one. Funny enough.
No, but if Doué, but what I'll say, if Doué wins
Imagine
the
winning
UCL,
Ballon d'Or and the
no,
Young
but
Ballon.
if PSG win the UCL and Doué scores in the final, he will win the Golden Boy Award, 100%. So I think they're waiting on Doué's performance in the UCL final to basically make a decision.
No, but he has the guys. They have. I don't know if you guys have forgotten. There's another tournament in the summer, the Club World Cup, and PSG are playing there as well, right? Wait, are they?
I listen. They're
Yeah, I
not.
think
They're
they
not
are.
playing in there. I don't think they're playing in that one.
What are you talking about, bro?
No. They are. I
In the
think
Club World
PSG 's
Cup?
the Club- Yeah.
I don't think I
remember
don't think they are, bro.
Can't be, bro. It was the only teams from Europe were the Spanish
and Real, I
teams,
think.
the English teams, and
What
English
there was
teams?
Italian
It's
Only
teams.
only
Chelsea.
City and
City and
Chelsea.
Yeah, there was
That's it.
City and Chelsea, and then there was
City
Italian
and
teams,
Chelsea,
Inter
yeah.
Milan.
Bro,
I
I
think so.
told you they're there. I just checked.
They are,
They're in
yeah.
Group B with Atletico
Okay.
Madrid. Yes.
Fair. Listen, let's move on, man. Let's move on. Let's quickly do the season review. So everybody, give me. Let's start off. Player of the season.
For Arsenal.
Nicholas Jover.
Yeah, for Arsenal, brother. For Arsenal, man. Oh my.
Gabriel.
Well,
Gabriel
okay, yeah.
Magalhaes.
By Ash's words, let's do player of the season for Southampton, guys. Come on, Ramsdale. Who's got bettings on Ramsdale, man? Come on.
No,
What is
I
this,
thought
bro?
because
No,
I've
guys,
seen them
guys,
because I've seen them do
Let me
the
start. Let me
team
start. Let me
of the
start.
season across
Yeah,
the Premier League.
yeah.
I thought you bring
Yeah,
that
but
too.
bro,
I'm the team of the season.
I thought we had-
Let's go clockwise. Ashraf is first,
Let's go
then me, then
clockwise.
Stoles, then Sammy.
I thought this is the Koora pod. Turns out it's the Arsenal pod. Yeah, I'll say Gabriel Magalhaes. No. Sorry. Thomas Partey.
I would give it, and I think he deserved it. I feel like his performances on the pitch. I feel like he's been on the pitch the most out of everyone, and that is Nicholas Jover.
Bro,
This
be
guy.
serious. Come on.
Okay, so now that he done the batter thing,
Okay, now we've done all that.
we
Listen,
already know what his
okay.
real one is. but-
Fabio Vieira, Sat. That's for you. Okay.
Stop it.
Okay,
He's
listen,
the batter
listen.
again.
Okay. Party. You know it's Party. I love Party.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really? I thought you would
Yeah,
have
Party's
said Timber,
probably a
bro.
shout. No. Party's probably a shout. Listen, look, I think people are playing down our season a lot. We got to the last four of the UCL. We had a title challenge. It's been obviously our team's been very good. So I think
Don't lie.
We didn't talent.
I would put it between the top three for me would be, and because of his ending to the season, I think the four players. I think it's either Rice, Timber, Partey, or Gabriel.
Yeah.
And out of them four, if I had to pick one, because obviously nostalgia, like recency bias is telling me Rice, because of obviously his end to the season was very strong, scoring some key winners in the Premier League games, obviously the UCL performances against Real Madrid. But overall, if I had to say over the whole season, I would say Gabriel. If I had to go for the whole season, I'd say Gabriel, even though he was injured for the ending of it. I'd say Gabriel followed, but I'd say followed closely by Rice, closely.
Okay. Sammy.
For me, the top two are Gabriel and Partey, but I have to take the injury into consideration because being fit is part of the overall season performance. So I would go with Partey because he stayed fit. Otherwise, if Gabriel maintained the performances that he was putting in Arsenal, then I would have gone with Gabriel for sure. So Partey for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gabriel. Also, I'm gonna go with Gabriel in my personal opinion, just because of his performances at the start of the season. At one point, this guy was the only one scoring goals for us. Do you know what I mean? I was playing at centre back and striker, so do you know what I mean? At one point, it was literally just us. Do you know what I mean? It was just him and us, bro. The fans. That's the only people that were doing stuff, bro. Everybody else was just like taking a seat back and just relaxing. Obviously, Saka was there at some points, but when he got injured, bro, it was just Gabriel, bro, just scoring the goals.
Yeah, I think if he didn't get injured, he would definitely be everyone's player of the season.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Sure.
100%. Young player of the season. If anybody disagrees with this, I'm just gonna do a consensus for the whole. This is gonna be the answer for every single person here. If anybody disagrees with it, you're a fool. With all due respect, Mazu is
Skelly.
Yeah. Easy.
I think Zinchenko is a shout.
So T is still on the banter thing. Big up to T. Do you know what I mean?
By the way, you know the funny thing
He's
is,
here all night.
if I asked you guys,
He's here all night.
if I asked you guys this question in mid-season before Skelly started playing, I think all of us were gonna say Waneri clear. Because Waneri was coming off the bench, scoring, and it looked like he was gonna start for us. But then Skelly just became.
But then Arteta happened, and he didn't play anymore.
Yeah, the pussy.
Yeah, that too.
And stinker of the season was Ash saying that Sterling was a good signing.
Okay. Wow.
Did you say that?
I didn't. I didn't. I said he might be an upgrade over Reece Nelson. Turns out he wasn't even an upgrade over Vieira, to be honest, bro.
Why are you involving Vieira in this? Vieira didn't do nothing.
Exactly, yeah.
Bro, Vieira stocks as well. Sell your stocks. It's a dying breed. Stop begging for Vieira. Porto didn't even want him back. Did
So
you read
hold
the news?
on a minute.
Porto said we don't want him back. It's okay, take him.
Firstly, as soon as it started,
Fabio Vieira in 2025 start. Come on.
Next he'll big up Marquinhos. Thank God we lost that guy.
As soon as I never big up Marquinhos, bro. The guy
Big
cried
up
on his debut.
Cruzeiro. Big up Cruzeiro,
bro. The guy cried on his debut when he scored, bro. Come on, man. What is this, bro? Listen, I'll be real. The Fabios Vieira stocks. Everybody knows that my stocks got flushed down the drain when the stock started dropping.
Try and listen, yeah. Listen. You know what? Like, honestly, listen. I'm here to announce my departure from podcasting. I will be leaving Koora Pod officially for next season. There'll be a new panelist coming on. TK is gonna replace me.
I'm not here, bro. What the fuck?
No. Because like me and you look similar, innit? So, TK is gonna replace me, and the only person who's definitely gonna be here next year, guys, is Ashraf, because he's got no life. He will
because I'm good friends with Saad. Saad is
So-
my brother.
So why did he quit? Why did he quit the Monday show then?
So here's why are you bringing this stuff up now during the season review, bro? Broski, come on, man. Listen, guys.
Yeah, what's the next question?
Souls is completely waffling. He's not going anywhere. So
Where's that topic that Souls wanted to bring up?
no.
Yeah,
What did you laugh? Yeah, Malik.
What are you doing? Your pillow color.
خليني يدير الارسنال
You
سيزون
trust
ريفيو
you.
صافي and then
Hey,
fucking go, bro.
متكلم صافي.
Bro, TK knows Moroccan. I think
Saad, next question. Saad.
I'm saying now.
We're losing viewers by the second.
How unprofessional for Ashraf to turn
We done the season. We done the young player of the season.
The stream going on.
We done the young player.
I'm just trying to say.
Can you please? I beg, bro. I beg. I've got a headache, bro.
What's the next question?
We done the young player of the season. Next question is biggest surprise of the season. There's only one right answer, man.
Skelly.
Nah. The thing is, I
He
can't
fits that.
lie. I can't lie. I have to put Mikel Merino there. I have because I didn't even see the scoring form that this man was in. I didn't see that coming.
What about Waneri?
No, because I can't do
Yeah,
that.
but
I'm
that
sorry,
was
but a
more
midfielder.
a meme. That was more a meme and a purple patch.
No,
Luis Skelly turning in our main left back is a big surprise because we just bought Calafiori.
I agree.
Yeah, no, but that's
Yeah, I
perfectly
agree with
fine.
you. I think it is Skelly for sure.
That's perfectly fine, but just listen to this, yeah. Just listen to that. The reason why I say Marino is because in that second half of the season, this guy was on the same scoring, producing similar numbers or similar goal scoring tally, in line with some of the best strikers, bro. This guy was at a scoring rate where he's scoring the same as a striker, bro. If we got a striker, it would have had similar numbers to what Mourinho done. That's why for me, it's such a big surprise. Like even I understand that Mazu is Skelly, but that's why he got the Young Player of the Season award, so he's already in the awards. He's already got a trophy. Do you know what I mean? Big up to him. But I have to give that one to Mourinho for me personally. Obviously, you guys are all gonna go for Mazu Skelly as well for that. I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Let's go to the biggest flop of the season, man.
Odegaard.
That's
Odegaard,
also very easy. It's Odegaard. Has to be Odegaard.
Yeah, man.
From going from here, being literally the vocal leader of our press and being a danger outside the box, scoring crackers against Newcastle, Spurs, and etc. etc. You know what I'm saying? To go to this Odegaard that we've seen this year, I don't think I've ever seen such a big regression at this club. I don't think so.
I'll be real, yeah. I can't even give it to Odegaard, bro. I can't. There's no way. Odegaard was shit this season. Yeah, he was dog shit this season.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but bro, if
bro,
you look at his standards,
there's no.
isn't
No. But here's the thing, yeah. When you have a player there like Raheem Sterling and even Mikel Arteta is feeling sorry for you and he's putting you out just
Yeah, but
to,
he's
like,
not a
make
flop
up
though.
numbers,
We know
bro.
he's shit. Odegaard is
Yeah.
actually a good player. People called him world class, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Flop means,
No, but it's still
means
an attacking.
you didn't perform to the standard expected. Nobody expected
Yeah,
Sterling to perform to
exactly.
any standard. So.
Nobody expected.
Okay,
Sterling
plus
to
we'll give it
perform.
to Odegaard then. We'll give it to Odegaard. And then let's just do goal of the season. It's easy for me.
Rice, second free kick
It's
against Madrid.
it's a toss up between the Rice second free kick or the Calafiori goal against the Manchester City because I
Nah,
actually
man,
love
Rice,
that goal,
man,
bro.
no, man,
No,
Rice.
I don't think you understand. That Calafiori goal was actually nasty. bro.
Calafiori goal was crazy.
It
But
was,
a
it was,
nasty
but
goal.
that
man,
free
the
kick,
Rice
that
one, yeah,
second-
perfection, man.
second free kick, yeah. Like
It needs
bro,
to be
there's-
taught in schools, man.
Why have you
Bro,
still
like,
got the comment
the-
up on the screen?
the oh yeah, my bad, my
Plus
bad,
to
my
you, I'm
bad.
so confused. What is it? Some sort of statement?
There's agenda.
Yeah, shut your mouth, man. Anyway, oh, nah, but I can't lie. That Declan Rice second free kick, because the thing is, yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. Me and Ash are just sitting there, yeah, and I'm just thinking like,
Yeah,
bro,
I saw that.
there's no way. Yeah, Ash was just doing this for the whole thing. He's like this, bro. And the thing is, do you know why he was doing that? Because before we started scoring in that second half, bro, he was like, "Yeah, the baby just got put to sleep, guys. So I'm gonna be shouting, but as I'm gonna be whispering and shouting at the same time." But I was like, as soon as that first free kick went in, I knew it was a wrap. The second free kick, I knew that all he could do was this, bro. But that second free kick, like I was thinking in my head, like there's no way he can do that again. There's no way.
yeah,
Everybody said that. Even some
He could
people
do
on
it again.
stream said, if he scores the second one, I'm gonna eat my shoe. You know what I'm saying? And then he went out and scored the second. goal.
But it's not even me. Just do. I genuinely did not believe he could do it again. I thought that first free kick was a fluke. Sometimes it happens. A player just hits it perfect, and it just goes into the back of the net. But for him to do it again, and against the caliber of keeper that he was doing it against, which is Courtois, who we class as one of the best keepers in the world, if
And
not
top
the best
end,
keeper in the
man.
world.
Shit.
Like broski, come on, man. That's top keeper that he's doing that against, and he
Yeah,
does it.
I think it's going
Oh,
to the right
hey.
second free kick. Yeah, it's the right
That
second.
that free kick is
I would say
generation.
even though it is the free kick for me as well, but I do agree with T. We don't speak about the Calafiori goal enough. He took
Yeah,
it
that
first
was
time
crazy.
and he curled it away from where he was shooting. He curled it to the keeper's left.
Yeah,
the
that was
ball
an
had to
odd,
be-
odd goal, man.
And Ederson
It
was
had
in
to be
goal,
inch
also a
perfect.
world class keeper. Side.
Exactly. It had to be inch perfect to be curling away from the keeper, and it still hit the back of the net. It was mental, to be honest, bro.
It was mad. And that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. That's the season
That's
review.
it?
We've not got much time, bro. We hit 2 hours.
And big up to Mikel Arteta for taking us to the semi
Yeah, love for that, broski. We're not bigging up no Mikel Arteta.
Yeah, Habibi, just
We're
do a
not bigging
quick
up
2
Mikel
minutes.
Arteta.
With all
Read
the
the room.
injuries,
Read the room.
We are,
all
we, are,
the
we, are,
injuries
we, are
he
not,
had,
we are not
and
announcing
all
the
of
squad
the
of
Guys,
the
issues
season.
he had
guys,
with
guys,
We are
injuries.
before we
not
leave,
Shut
announcing
you,
the squad of
Dusty,
the
you.
season.
No one's talking to you, you waffler.
guys,
Shut your mouth, Ashraf, you
before we
tubby don.
leave,
Listen,
because before we leave,
Hold on. Why
before
do you
we
turn your
leave-
camera off?
Yeah, exactly. Well, why is your camera off?
I'm eating. That's why.
This
No,
guy-
but what are you
unlike-
eating? I don't understand. What
you
are
know-
you
you
eating?
know-
I
you know-
don't
you know-
understand.
you know-
This
Souls-
usually he turns his camera off.
unlike
Ashraf, you are scared
Souls,
to see
I
what
don't
he's
have.
eating.
Unlike
I don't
unlike-
understand. You haven't got a fork.
unlike Souls, I don't have.
Exactly. I agree
Unlike
with that.
Souls,
we don't
All I
care,
agree
bro.
is just eat. No one gives a
unlike
chance to turn your camera on.
unlike
and eat.
Souls, I
At
don't
the end
have
of the
Doesn't
day,
wanna
daily-
show what meal
it
he's eating.
makes no difference
I don't
to
want to
you
die.
or to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. I don't.
He
I don't
doesn't
have
wanna
to
show
die
what
like
meals
Souls.
he's
I don't
eating.
need
This
to.
guy-
I don't understand. You're acting like, bro.
This guy's sitting here eating with like 8
Unlike,
forks
as
and
I
5
was saying,
spoons.
unlike
Like, bro, come
unlike-
on, man. It's all good.
as I was saying, unlike Souls, I don't have to diet so I can eat my dinner. It's fine.
There you
But my point is, guys, I know this is
Seems like
the Koora
everyone's
pod.
starving.
We pretend like it's the Koora pod, but it's actually the Arsenal pod. But we still need to talk about the biggest game of the
Fasting, you know.
Yeah, love for that, man.
Anyway,
Anyway,
guys, we were like everyone's fasting Ramadan. Man, just turning his camera every time he eats.
I think PSG will probably nick it tomorrow. I do
And
actually
I
hope
think
PSG
you have no
tomorrow
plates
as
at
well.
home. You
Because
Inter,
from
Inter Milan.
Because it'll be the
Milan.
biggest ever bottle job since Leverkusen 2002 if Simone Inzaghi bottles 3 competitions in less than a month. That would be hilarious. All those
Yeah,
conversations will go to
it's going to be Inter Milan.
I
I
hope
think
PSG.
Inter Milan win it.
Come on, Luis Enrique.
I'll be
And
real.
Luis
I think
Enrique-
Inter Milan.
All preferences aside, tactics aside, Luis Enrique and Inzaghi aside, I've someone made a very good argument the other day. I've heard it on other stream, and that is PSG. It's been a while since they played actually some intensive football, bro. And Inter has still been in the rhythm. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like PSG could maybe look a little bit not on it because it's been a while since they've
But they're
played
all
some.
well rested. Also, you can look at it
But
from the other.
they're also well rested, but also rhythm is very important, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Bro, the way
Maybe,
these
but
man
they played Liverpool
wait,
and Arsenal. To be honest.
bro, the way these man dealt with Barcelona, yeah, like these man don't die, bro. Like they just don't
After
die.
Barcelona, it was 7-6. It wasn't 7-1.
Yeah.
But
No, but they
guys,
don't. That's what I'm saying. Inter won't
But
die.
you know,
bro.
if Enrique wins, he'll be the second manager ever to win two
Two trebles, yeah, in 2 separate
Bruh.
clubs.
2 separate clubs. That too. Oh my god, that'll be mental. That'll be mental.
I mean, he
Both of them-
deserves it.
both of them-
He's a
both of them are
quality
Spanish.
manager, bro.
Both of them are
Yeah,
Spanish.
incredible manager.
Both of them are
Man,
Spanish.
and outside
Is
of-
Inzaghi's
outside of
Inzaghi's
football,
Italian,
he's
you
also-
moron. Inzaghi's you mean Guardiola? Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
Pep,
Mourinho won it once. Fergie won it once.
Bro, it's Inzaghi.
It's only Pep and Enrique.
Guardiola and what's his name, bro? It's gonna
Enrique,
be-
that's it.
Enrique, that's it.
Yeah,
They're both
that's
Spanish.
it.
Are they both from Catalonia? I know that Pep Guardiola is from Catalonia, I swear. And is Luis Enrique?
He played in
I
Barcelona.
don't
but
think
I
Enrique
think
is
He
from
played for Barca. He played for Barca. I don't know.
Barcelona, bro. Both of them, bro. It's crazy. Hey, listen, man. It's mad. It's mad.
Man, Barca 2009, 2010. That's the best team I've seen in my lifetime, to be honest. If I'm being fair, in the past 20 years.
I think the
that's best team.
2015 one was better, actually, in my opinion. I think the 2015 was the best Barca.
I think
Yeah,
the
yeah,
best
that
team-
era
I
of
think the best team
Barca,
I've
you know,
ever
Iniesta,
watched.
Xavi, and Messi.
The best team and the best manager I've ever watched is the 2024-2025 Arsenal season. Arteta, Super Mick, you know what I'm saying? Yalla.
Super Mick is crazy. But anyway, listen. Big up to everybody who has come through. What is the final scores? Just give me your final scores. I'm gonna go 2-1 to Inter. Ash. Just no
yeah.
context. Just score.
Yeah, I know. I'll say 2-0 PSG.
Clean sheet, huh?
Blah.
I'm going 3-1 PSG.
We're on PSG.
You know what, Sammy? We're gonna win this again. Okay, last time we were right, and today tomorrow we're gonna be right again, and that is Juge Wahat Inter and if it's not Jules Wahed, it's going to penalties, and Inter are going to win that.
And TK, I swear to God, Ashraf's only saying PSG because he's so triggered that Inzaghi beat his little Barca team that he wanted to win the UCL.
Yeah, I know, he's a fraud. I know,
Yeah.
he's a fraud. I know.
Actually, spitting facts, those. Yes. Hammer him.
Actually, I am worried about. one
Suddenly
thing.
he is on Inzaghi's case ever
Bro,
since.
I know
like,
even
six
that.
months, you understand?
I am worried about one thing if PSG win. If PSG win,
He
I don't wanna
doesn't
say
want
wallahi.
Inzaghi in
I don't
Arsenal.
want to say wallahi
Yeah,
because
personal
Solskjaer
agenda.
changed his answer on
And
purpose.
TK,
One at a
Ashraf
time,
is-
please. I cannot
Ash,
hear. I
Ash,
cannot
do you
hear.
want Inzaghi in
TK,
Arsenal?
No, no,
Ashraf
let me-
eats his dinner.
one second,
Ashraf
one
eats his
second.
dinner with 2 knives. He hasn't
Guys,
got a fork.
one sec, guys. I promise you, if PSG win the whole thing, Souls is gonna be sucking on Arteta saying, "We lost to the best team in Europe, so we are up there."
That's true.
We lost to
There's
the
a hidden
best
agenda,
team
so
out there.
that was low key,
There
man.
you go.
Brother,
And
why
you
for
know,
that,
you
man?
know, that's the
Why
first
for
thing
that?
AFTV is gonna say as well. Oh, if you look at it like that, it wasn't a bad season because we lost. to the best
And I'm
team in
gonna
the
say,
world,
and I'm
you
gonna
understand?
say one
Wallah,
thing,
it's
and I'm gonna say one
going
thing.
to be
And,
whatever.
and
People like
factors,
Ashraf,
you know, it's the same. It's the same factors, you know.
people like Ashraf and TK.
Habibi,
and
go
stuff.
fix your Wi-Fi,
Wait,
your city
people-
Wi-Fi. It's lagging every
people-
minute, bro.
People like Sammy,
Dial-up
people like
connection are you
Sammy,
using, bro? Your face is frozen.
people like Sammy, TK, and Saad,
I
and
can't hear
Ashraf
you,
are
bro.
only
Guys, can you hear Souls? I can't
Yes.
hear
You
him.
can hear him.
the people.
Let him
The
land.
people, the people, these people are only fans of Arsenal because of AFTV. I'm telling you, AFTV
Why are you
built
putting
these
that
fans
white
up.
thing in your
Are
mouth?
you out
Don't
of your
put that
mind?
white
Are
thing in
I
you
mean,
your mouth.
out of your mind?
Criticize AFTV as much as you want.
Yes,
You're only
you-
fans
How
of
how do
Arsenal.
you realize they
Say-
exist in
Say
2019 or
wallahi that's the
something?
case.
Telling
Say
you.
wallahi
I'm
that's the case.
telling you, AFTV built fans like you.
Hey,
AFTV
Souls, we're not
built
like
fans
you, man.
you.
I'm
Bro,
not.
Souls
I'm
doesn't
not Arsenal
pray. Him
fans.
saying wallahi
I'm
doesn't mean a
sick
thing.
of this AFTV slander. I'm sick of it. People come,
Brother,
oh,
hold on a
AFTV's
minute.
opinion.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a
Don't
minute,
try to do
bro.
that. You lot
I
only
was
fans of
screaming.
AFTV.
I was
Nobody is
no,
slandering
hold on,
them.
hold on, hold on,
It-
hold on,
It's
hold
true.
on.
They're gonna
Lads,
say
lads,
that,
lads,
bro.
lads. 1 second, bro. I was what Troops was doing and what these man were doing for AFTV in these interviews. I was doing that in my front room, bro. I was doing that in my front room after games.
So
were
sad.
finished,
And why
and I
was you in the
thinking to
Emirates?
myself,
So
and we
sad.
were screaming at each other about stuff,
If that's the
bro.
case, why
Tell
was
me
you
what
in the
it
Emirates?
is.
So
Bro,
sad.
we
Why
don't
was you,
care.
Ashraf? Why was you in the Emirates next to the AFTV filming studio asking Robbie to do an interview? Then
Who?
you.
Oh, Qasimu Billah, I was never there, bro. So don't ever do that again.
Bro, Souls,
Don't
that was just you, but you're saying
Don't
Saad did it. You
ever do
understand?
that again, bro.
You did that, bro. You
man.
probably
This
did
guy
that,
is
bro.
moving.
Guys,
you.
Souls
Taking your
thinks he's
bump to
famous
the
because of AFTV. He's not even the most famous Souls Arsenal fan, by the
Souls,
way.
not only,
When
not
I say
only,
I have Souls
okay,
coming in, they
Souls,
think it's Gunnar Souls.
not only,
Wallahi, they think
not
it's Gunnar
only
Souls.
do you do, not
who's
only
good
do you do, okay, let me finish. Not only do you do AFTV interviews, you was actually in the studio of where the watch along happened when you
I've
did that
worked
interview.
with it. Yeah, I've
You're
worked
a
for
fraud. Yeah, you're a fraud.
I
You're a fraud.
openly say it. But ultimately, TK, you slander them. You slander their
I
opinions.
don't. Wallahi, I didn't slander them.
No,
I
no,
said
no,
they
no,
will.
it's
They
not
will
that.
say this, and that is true.
No. But I've heard people say, "Oh, these guys are getting their opinions of AFTV and this, that." You guys all fans because of AFTV. They have the biggest fan base in the world.
Who
So
said
know
that?
what you're saying.
When did I say that? When did I say that?
No. Not you.
I don't
think
care
people
about.
said-
I
people have said-
don't care
Hey,
about
hey, no, hold on,
AFTV.
Sad.
Fuck
I
AFTV.
only realized they existed 15 years after I supported Arsenal. What do you mean?
No, you
because of
No,
didn't.
it-
AFTV? That's
You're
that's
right,
you,
what-
Souls. That's you.
what you're
You only watch
misunderstanding,
Arsenal because of
Souls.
AFTV.
Souls, what you're misunderstanding is, first of all, I never slandered them. I said they will say this because they are actually. You have like Robbie's brother. I don't even know what his name is. The older
Laurie,
brother.
They are
Laurie,
delusional. They are
Laurie,
delusional.
yeah.
You're right. They are delusional.
He, for example, would say this. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Oh, Arsenal lost to the best team in the world because they actually went out to win the Champions League." I can see him say that. That's not me slandering AFTV. That's just me observing and telling the truth. That's just it.
Big up Hassan, by the way. Sammy, can I
Hassan.
get your
Big up.
prediction, please? Can I get a prediction?
3-2 Inter.
3-2 Inter. Big up. Listen, guys, we're gonna head out now. Big up to everybody who has tuned in. Big up to everybody who has smashed the like button. We're on 80 likes, I think. Bro, at some point we had like 250 viewers. So big up to everybody who was in here. Do you know what I mean? But I'm gonna pass you guys over.
And then we lost them because they saw Souls' ugly face. But anyways, go on. Listen,
I'm gonna pass you guys over to the American Idiots show with TJ and Dow. Make sure to
Oh
go
my
there.
god, I wouldn't want to go there.
What are you talking
Hey,
about, bro?
hey, why are you slandering TJ Warren TV, Souls? Why are you
Exactly.
slandering
Why
them,
you
man?
why you slandering, bro?
Yeah.
TJ Warren TV is the reason why you became an Arsenal fan. So don't get
Yeah,
out.
exactly,
Get
bro.
out.
Big up TJ,
Who's
man.
that?
Big up
Bro.
TJ.
Big
Who's
up
that?
TJ Warren TV.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, we
American
out here,
idiot.
people.
That's exactly where they are.
Love. Peace. Peace.
Cheers.
Oh, wait, big up to Hassan, by the way, saying this Koora pod is an amazing show. I'm a fan, honestly. Well done.
Wallah Hassan is so.
Big up.
Big up Hassan. We try to keep the quality up.
Where's
Souls
that, bro?
drags
Where's
it down sometimes, but
Bro,
we pull it up. Anyways, don't
this
worry.
guy is in cloud 9 because of the Verts news and the Frimpong announcement. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
This guy's enjoying life,
Man,
bro.
rightfully
you know what I'm saying?
so,
Big up,
man.
big up
Rightfully
Osam.
so.
Nah, but I don't care if he says that the Koora pod, bro. No, but Hassan actually believes that the Koora pod is a very good show, bro. He said that to me. He said that to me personally on messages as well. Like, he's not
Big
bullshit.
up Osam, bro. Big up
So
Osam.
big up to Hassan. But anyway, listen, love for the love, people. We out of here. See you later.